could have been, should have been, might have been the face mask.
Yo, good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing?
Happy pre-Halloween week.
Getting my mic set up, you guys. I'm sorry. It's a little wonky today.
Are you all good over there?
Yes,
is the wind blowing you away?
Okay. A little bit, to be honest with you.
All right, well, don't die. Don't blow away.
How was Vegas, man?
Vegas was a good time. Just, 2 nights. Sunday was football Sunday. Watched the Raiders stomp the Eagles. But the stadium is very cool. I have to give them that. The stadium is wild. Yeah. State of the art for sure. But fun time. Just some gambling and hanging out with friends. Nothing too exotic, just blackjack. So, but good time.
Hell yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Well, let's get into this chat. We already got some questions in the chat. Justin is first up. What's going on, Justin? What's going on, G Moeller?
What's up, guys?
What would you guys trade Zeke for Waller and Hollywood?
He then says, or Fournette and Lamb for Waller and Hollywood. See, if Zeke and Fournette, could also do Henderson instead of Fournette. No. G Moeller, we'll get to your question about Julio, Justin. I'm kind of learning your team through the comments. I just wouldn't give up
Lamb right now. If I'm trading Zeke, I want more than what, because Waller hasn't been the second best tight end in fantasy. You know what I mean? He's been good, but he hasn't been that second best tight end in fantasy that we saw last season. And everybody was projecting him to maybe be the first, but he hasn't been that. And Hollywood, while very good, I mean, Rashad Bateman is gonna come in and be better and take some work away from him. So I want a little more, because Zeke's really been one of the top 5 RB1s, week in, week out.
Yeah, I mean, I understand wanting to get a difference maker in Waller, but didn't Mo Alley Cox score again last night? I missed a bit of the Sunday night game. Didn't Mo Alley Cox score again Sunday night in a rainstorm?
But that had to do with Indianapolis. Paris Campbell wasn't in. T.Y. Hilton wasn't in.
He might miss the whole season. I mean,
right, but T.Y. Hilton's coming back next week or the week after that.
Sure. I think you're okay. That's good running back depth. I'm not dying to get rid of any of those guys just to try to get. I know Waller is Waller. I know his pedigree speaks for itself. But he's on his bye this week. He's expected back. I think I would. I don't hate the idea of trying to find a tight end upgrade. But that's a good running back core plus Lamb. I'm not necessarily trying to part with them.
I would say try to get more on Zeke if you want to trade a running back, because you can ride Henderson and Fournette the way they've been performing for the rest of the season.
I don't want to trade Henderson. Yeah, I don't want to trade Henderson. I don't want to. Yeah. I'm interested in what else might be out there for you, Justin, but like those specific deals, I'm not sure I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But let us know if there's anything you can add on to that, and maybe we can help you lean one way or another, and see if we can help you work that trade out.
Is there anybody else in your league that's like they're hanging on to 2 tight ends, I don't know about Ricky Seals-Jones. He might only be viable for 1 more week or 2 more weeks, but is anybody hanging on to 2 tight ends and not starting one? I wouldn't stop at Waller. You know what I mean? I wouldn't stop at Waller. Did somebody drop Logan Thomas?
Sure. Can you go and trade for the Logan Thomas owner? Speaking of Ricky Seals-Jones, because Logan Thomas how long has he been on IR? 2 weeks.
He's approaching the 3-game stretch, and then Washington, I believe, has their bye week in week 9. So it would be another. It might not be till week 10.
But if you can ride it out with Mo Alley Cox until you get Logan Thomas for the playoff run, and you got Logan Thomas with his Zeke and a Henderson and a Fournette, I think that's a pretty good squad. A Lamb and he says he got Jefferson as his other wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't want to break that up personally.
Yes, see if you can go after a Logan Thomas or something.
Yeah,
and
see
see
if you
what
could
you
do
gotta
that,
give
or
up there.
even like a Zach Ertz, like
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, you have Ricky Seals-Jones right now too?
he's got
Okay.
Ricky Seals right now, who you can fire up this week, no problem.
Yeah, and if you wanted to see if you can parlay that into a playoff run Logan Thomas, maybe see if you can do that too. See if somebody needs a tight end right now, just like you do, and then ride
Sell
it
Mo
out.
Alley Cox for like Logan Thomas, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
I don't hate that. But anyway,
But let's get to G. Moeller's question.
yeah, let's do that.
What do I do with Julio in fantasy? This is a question I bet a lot of people are asking themselves.
What was his final line?
Not very good.
Not very good at
Not
all.
very good.
In a plus matchup, 2 for 38 on 4 targets. Yeah, I mean, the plus side here is the Titans' offense is good. So his with Derrick Henry and AJ Brown looks like he's back to form. So they will move the ball. Julio will get opportunities just based on that. But yeah, he's not the creator of opportunities that we're used to Julio being anymore.
Or
he's
the
just,
the
he's
target
older
hog,
and-
obviously.
Right.
I think that was what the big thing with Julio Jones was that he was commanding 10 to 13 targets basically a game, if not more. And if it was less, it was an off day. I mean, now he's lucky if he gets 8 targets. He's lucky if he gets wide receiver 2 volume. I think it's a volume thing and an overall health issue because obviously he hasn't been completely healthy pretty much in any game this season.
Yeah, he's missed more time this year after missing lots of time last year. From that perspective, you could be looking at it like at this point, the Titans might be looking at a situation where they're kind of monitoring Julio's reps for a playoff run. You know what I mean? Like they're in the driver's seat for their division. They just beat the Bills and the Chiefs.
At which
they're
point,
feeling
why he
real good
wouldn't
right
be
now.
relevant to you in fantasy now if he's only
Yeah.
getting 4 to 5 targets a game?
I think you gotta, maybe hope in the coming weeks for a big game and then just try to sell him for whatever you can get.
How do you feel about trying to swap him for Allen Robinson? I mean, just trying to swap him for another wide receiver who's aging wide receiver who's people are talking
Yeah.
about as almost a drop as well as G. Moeller put in the chat. Yeah, man. I mean, Julio
Sure.
is almost a drop, but people are talking about is Allen Robinson a drop too? So
Which he
what do you
is.
think
He's in
about
that
what do you
category.
think about just seeing if you can mix it up a little bit, get Allen Robinson for Julio? He's younger.
Yeah, it's just
4
a
years younger,
significantly.
yeah.
It's a significantly worse situation. The Bears. Now, look, Tampa can make any offense look pretty bad, but they boat raced them. It's not great. It's not
What's
great
going on,
in
Mr.
Chicago
Heinen?
right now. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Heinen? It's just not great in Chicago right now. These options are dicey at best on a week-to-week basis. I mean, sure, if you're going to drop a guy like Julio to pick up a guy like Allen Robinson, like, sure, that would be a swap that I would be willing to do. Would the Allen Robinson owner be willing to do it? I mean, maybe. How good can you feel about him? So, like, if that's the best you can do, like, sure, I guess, and then just hope Allen Robinson turns it around. It's just like you can't.
I mean,
have
I
the
can't
confidence.
really envision being able to sell Julio for much more. That's kind of my implication here. But if you wanted to switch it up a little bit,
Sure, I mean,
I think I would be willing to try to do something like that.
I think it comes
You just
down
want to
to
get out from a 33-year-old wide receiver.
I guess for me, it comes down to like the thing that Julio's got going for him is he's in the better offense, right? So like his chances of a good game at this point still feel better than Allen Robinson's. If I had to pick one off of waivers, if they were both available, I would take Allen Robinson. But I'll give the edge to Julio as far as I feel like you could eventually. I feel like the chances of actually getting something back for him are a little higher because Julio's chances at a good game right now feel better than Allen Robinson's. I know that sounds kind of wonky because I just said I would prefer Robinson if they were both available off the scrap heap, but I feel like maybe you could get a little something for Julio if he has a good game. I know it hasn't happened yet. I mean, Robinson was running free on a play last week, and Fields just missed him. Like,
yeah,
it's really bad right now in Chicago.
Yeah, man, he's not Hall of Fame Julio Jones this year. He's just not,
Nope.
And it has to do with his volume. That's 100% the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to Mr. Heinen's question.
Sure.
PPR, drop Mooney for Gainwell, Gage, Drake, Callaway, in that order or preference?
Yeah, I think that's a good order.
Yeah, I think so. Depending on need, you could say Drake over Gage. But
Sure,
I think that's.
I think
that's
Jacobs is expected back after the bye week. He has this week to rest up. So I would actually keep Gage ahead of Drake, especially in PPR. The Falcons are clicking a little bit on offense.
Yeah, they are.
So,
and I don't think Cordarrelle Patterson is going anywhere.
No, not at this point.
I thought he was a flash. He was gonna be a flash in the pan, and maybe it was gonna be a hot 4-game stretch there, but nah.
Yeah, we may have overlooked that one, but I think that order's fine, Mr. Heinen. I would put Gainwell first, and then Gage second, and then it's kind of like a toss up between Drake and Callaway. Drake over Callaway is fine, even though I do think Jacobs will be back.
But would you drop Mooney for any of them?
Gainwell, sure. Gage, I mean, at this point, playing in a better offense. I just said, like, the Bears are a mess right now. I know Mooney's talented, and he's had a couple of weeks. But, I mean, it's not a good situation in Chicago right now.
He is the receiver that Fields locks onto, though, when Fields does lock onto a wide receiver. So there is that going for Mooney.
That is that going for him.
Yeah, if you need a running back, go Gainwell.
If you could use a running back, I mean, Gainwell should be pretty relevant, like this week for sure, week 8 for sure, and then Sanders is reportedly week to week.
The Philadelphia Eagles' schedule in general is insane for pretty much the rest of the fantasy season. They play the Lions, then the Chargers. The Lions give up the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. The Chargers I think, have the 5th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. You guys play the Giants twice within the next 9 games and the Washington football team within the next 5 games, and both of them are bottom 10 in fantasy points to opposing running backs. I just did a video on this if you want to check it out on our channel, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles running backs and why they're such a good investment. Their playoff schedule and their schedule
really
moving
strong.
forward. There's only 2 bad matchups moving forward. And they're not neither of them are in the fantasy playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, something to look at.
And the Giants just lost Jabril Peppers for the season, so their defense takes a big hit.
Yep.
So, something to consider.
All right, moving on. Tamian Bashkaroff, what's going on? He says Cook, JT, or Jones rest of season.
Is that Aaron Jones? I mean, the answer is Jonathan Taylor. The answer is Jonathan Taylor.
Usage.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I know Dalvin Cook is past his bye week, so he's got that going for him. Taylor's bye, I think, is like week 14. It's really late. And I love Aaron Jones, but Aaron Jones has been a little bit more up and down this year. I would say Taylor, Cook, Jones, with maybe Cook being a little closer to Taylor than he is to Jones in that order, but it's Taylor.
I mean, part of it also has to do with the fact that Jonathan Taylor doesn't have backfield competition. That nobody in the backfield is a third down or is a complete back. You could say that Alexander Madison is a complete back. You could say that A.J. Dillon is a complete back.
He had a horrible game this past week.
He did, but you could say that skill set wise, he can run the ball,
He's
he
solid.
can catch the ball, right?
He's solid.
Naheem Hines, I mean, he's a third down back.
He's a good third down back, but he's limited to his role.
But Jonathan Taylor, I mean, workload, usage.
Yeah, it's Taylor.
It's there for Taylor.
It's Taylor.
Yeah, G. Moeller, Julio Jones. Yeah. Hobo Fraggins, what's going on?
What's up, Hobo?
With being a big bye week with Lamar and Mark Andrews on bye, is it smart to get Tua this week or to get somebody like Heineke? I already got Ertz starting as a tight end already.
which is definitely fine. You can definitely stream Ertz. Who do the Dolphins play? Because Tua had another strong game. They're on the road against Buffalo. I don't like that. Coming off of the Bills coming off of their bye. And then Heineke's on the road against Denver. I mean, they're not good. The Denver Broncos, I feel like that's traditionally a tough place to go play, but the Broncos aren't very good. Like, they just got gashed by Ernest Johnson on the ground. I know that, we're talking quarterback versus running back, but like, they may not have Von Miller this week. He got banged up on the Thursday night game last week. I'll probably go Heineke.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
I like Tua. Like, he's been a solid stream so far, but this is as bad a matchup as it gets.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, and I was stumbling over my words. So thank you. Good.
I got you.
Good.
What did Heineke do? I know, like, it was a quiet day for Washington in general on the road against Green Bay. He still had 21 points, and you know what? Heineke had 21.
He almost ran for 100 yards. Yeah.
No, not 21. It was like 20. But almost ran for 100 yards and had a rushing touchdown called back. Heineke. Yeah, Heineke. Heineke over Tua. I like Tua depending on the matchup, but not this one.
Big BS, rather have Corey Davis or Crowder with the QB change? I mean,
probably still Davis,
neither,
I guess.
But Corey Davis still, really. Yeah.
I guess still Corey. Corey Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know anything about Mike White. That's the thing. Was that his first game action this year, or is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's an offense to avoid. Big BS. It's an offense to. I guess Corey Davis, but I think they're going against the Patriots this week. No, they're going against the Bengals. Bengals have been pretty good on defense. With the quarterback change, I don't care if it's Mike White or Joe Flacco. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, there's not really a Jets wide receiver that's a hold right now.
Yeah, if you can get out from any of them for maybe Michael Carter and just swap positions in the same offense, I would try to do that.
Or if Russell Gage is available, if Alan Lazard is available, those are better options as soon as this week.
Yeah,
like Davis and Crowder. I guess Davis, but both are easily on the bench, till further notice. I would be looking to move on.
They were probably on your bench even when Zach Wilson was starting.
Right. At this point, he might miss 3 weeks to a month. I would move on. Lazard, Russell Gage. You maybe even go a little deeper if you have to. But yeah.
All right, we got a few trade questions. I like these questions. All right, JT moving. I give up Jonathan Taylor, Hines, DJ Moore, Kirk, and Mixon.
Wow.
But I receive Fournette, James Robinson, T. Higgins, and Deebo Samuel. I think that's a loss.
I think that's a loss. I think you keep keep
all those guys.
package.
I think you might consider that if you weren't giving up Mixon too, but you're giving up Mixon too in that. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Taylor's
Taylor's top 3 rest of season, regardless of the scoring format. Hines is a solid handcuff to Jonathan Taylor. DJ Moore is still a viable starting wide receiver, regardless of the fall from grace that the Panthers offense has had over the past couple of weeks. Christian Kirk has been rock solid. And Mixon is a low end RB1 in his own right.
Look at what you're getting. I mean, I like Leonard Fournette and I like James Robinson, but you shouldn't be buying T. Higgins right now.
Higgins is fine, but that's it. He's fine. Debo's good.
So if you want to pare down that trade, if you're dead set on, I mean,
I would hold entirely. I would hold entirely.
Yeah.
Like DJ Moore.
You're gonna have to give up too much for Debo.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Nah, I keep your side, JT moving. I keep your side and keep firing up Taylor and Mixon and more. And Kirk is a solid stream at worst, plenty of weeks.
All right, Tamian, we got another trade question here. Well, just general question. Do you keep AB and AJ Brown? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where do they pair with Lamb? I mean, when they're both healthy, start them all. But you have Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. So wow.
So you're completely
Stacked.
loaded at wide receiver. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be trying to trade for Calvin Ridley with your wide receivers.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think that's probably a downgrade with pretty much all your wide receivers outside of AB, from where I'm standing. I'd rather play A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and CeeDee Lamb over Calvin Ridley right now.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like, could you give up, like, maybe like Lamb and AB for, like, if you can get like Jonathan Taylor, like, but I wouldn't do anything other than that. And even then, I'm like, that's a lot of good wide receiver depth.
Lamb and AB, yeah, because they're the less of those five. They're the lesser talents, which is crazy to say. You got a great deep wide receiver core there. And sorry about the helicopter. But if you could package them to get Jonathan Taylor and just boost your squad altogether,
don't get Ridley. Don't trade for Ridley.
No,
it's been rough sledding this year.
Yeah, it's clear that he needs another alpha wide receiver on the other side, and not even just having Kyle Pitts is doing it. Not even just having Cordarrelle Patterson is doing it. It's really weird what's happening this year.
I don't understand, because he was really good last year with, obviously Pitts was still in college. Right. Patterson was he even on the Falcons last year? If he wasn't contributing.
No.
And Julio was out of the lineup plenty of times. It was like just Ridley most weeks, and he was killing it those weeks. It was like 7 catches for 100 yards that he was averaging, and half the time he scored. It looked like everything was shaping up.
The targets have been there this season.
It's just it hasn't come in. It hasn't turned into the elite fantasy production that we thought we were getting with Calvin Ridley. Yeah, there's no way I'm trying to acquire Ridley right now.
No.
I mean, sure, on a buy low, sure, but not for those big names. Not for big names.
Yeah, maybe we should do a buy low on Calvin Ridley video. I don't know.
Sure, I guess, but like it has been like pulling teeth. I know he scored.
Yeah.
He did score, but like low.
And then really, I mean,
low
is the
totals
upside?
otherwise.
Are we gonna see the upside again this season? I don't really think so. So I mean.
So the Falcons offense is playing
what's going
well
on, B3
right now.
Solo? What's going on?
What's up, B3? The Falcons offense is playing pretty well right now. They're on a decent little run here.
They're playing well because they're relying on other players, not Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's spreading it around, and it's right. Like Gage is it had a better week. Pitts is on fire right now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Calvin Ridley. Maybe he is a buy low. Maybe, but not for those big names.
Hey, Thomas Gage, what's going on? How you doing?
Thomas.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that about answers it, Tamian. See if you can float. See if you can float. I guess CD and Antonio Brown.
Sure. Like if you can get a guy like
JT.
Taylor for that, sure.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yo, you got the dub this week? Hell yeah! All right. Awesome,
would you?
bro.
What was the advice?
Yeah. What was the recommendation? I forget.
Yeah.
Or recommendations.
Or whatever. If you're between two guys and if one was a hit and we got the hit right, well, I'll give it to John. I was only on for about like 15, 20 minutes tops on Sunday.
I think we had you for about 10 minutes in there.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was not for very long. I would have stuck around for a little bit longer, but you said to get out.
Well, you were having technical difficulties, and
I was. You know what? Getting the Wi-Fi set up for multiple devices in a hotel room in Vegas is a little more difficult than I was anticipating.
It's not like the movies.
Not exactly.
Tua or Jameis? Okay.
Oh, Tua. So was that Tua? Yeah, I mean Tua had a big day for fantasy.
Yep.
Cool.
Thomas Gage.
Not this
I tried
week,
last week and traded Singletary for Devonta Smith, but it didn't move the needle. 1-6. Oh man. Hey, we help some teams get to 6-1, and we help other teams get to 1-6. Back-to-back chats. Wow. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the cookie just doesn't crumble like your way.
I mean,
like it doesn't.
if you were trading for Singletary, you knew he was going to be on a bye week, so you knew he wasn't. No.
He traded Singletary for Devontae Smith.
Oh, okay.
And whatever. Guess what?
I remember that trade. Yeah.
Guess what? The game script was in Devontae Smith's favor too, because the Eagles got down so quickly in that game. I mean, he finished with 5 for 61, like pedestrian. Like he did something, but it was pedestrian. Look, the Eagles' offense right now is pretty hard to trust. Outside of the running backs, or, specifically Gainwell. He's getting a lot of checkdowns, but even Gainwell, he's going to get a boost in workload this week. But outside of looking into a week where he could be the starter, he's been touchdown dependent. If he doesn't score, he has not been fantasy relevant. Some guys can get away with that. Gainwell hasn't. Now, of course, he's been a backup to this point. He's been a third down guy to this point.
He played the most amount of snaps in last week's game.
Right.
He played about just over 53% of snaps.
But Devontae Smith, I mean, there's no creativity to the Eagles' offense right now, and that's coaching. That's a coaching issue.
But you'd expect targets to have opened up with Ertz being shipped out, right?
Right, and Smith had 9 of them. Smith had 9 of them, but Jalen Hurts wasn't good. I've been a defender of Jalen Hurts as far as let's give him time. This was not a good week for him. He struggled pretty badly against the Raiders. I don't think his coach is doing him any favors, but you can't ignore the fact that he just was not good. He delivered for fantasy once again. He was once again over 20 fantasy points, but on the field he has not been great. So Devontae Smith suffers from that. You're talking about fewer than 10. Fewer than 10 half PPR points.
Do you think there's a quarterback change as a Philadelphia Eagles diehard fan? Do you think there's a quarterback change?
No, I don't. I really don't. Would it be the most surprising thing in the world? No. But I think Hurts has played well enough, given the awful circumstances that he is currently dealing with in Philadelphia, to keep his job for now. I don't think they are. I can't imagine they go away from him. I think if they do, it's a mistake. I mean, you got to. The difference between Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew is that the Eagles spent a 2nd-round pick to draft Jalen Hurts. They used a 6th-round pick to acquire Gardner Minshew. Hurts still has a decently long leash, just based on that.
Yeah. What's up, Kyle Nohui? Well, let's get to B3 Solo's question first.
Sure.
Thinking of giving Ayuk the boot. Thomas is on waivers though. Should we pick up Michael Thomas for Brandon Ayuk? I think. Why not?
Sure.
The upside is there, and then see if you can try to trade Michael Thomas straight off, right off the bat.
Or you could put him on IR, right?
I would just try to get
IR
out
spot.
We've been over, and you've been a proponent of I don't know if that's the word. Whatever.
Avoid. I'm trying to avoid Michael Thomas.
There you go.
Personally, I've been staying away from Michael Thomas since this whole developing story way back in before training camp about how he, since he's been hurt basically, and how he had to miss time and start on the PUP list. It was like red flags all over the place.
But you can still sell him based off of name recognition.
Sure, especially contender. If he comes back and has a good game, I think he's still expected to miss this week and next week.
Even sell him before he comes back. Sell him off of the hype of him coming back. I bet you'll get a taker.
But it's got to be good.
If you're dropping Ayuk, if you're dropping somebody to just pick up somebody off waivers, it's a net positive based off of basically whatever you get back. Yeah, you don't sell him for peanuts, but you can get something decent from Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
And it's a net positive no matter how you look at it.
Right. And the value should get, like, the return should be better the closer he is to getting back to playing.
Yeah.
I'm still not confident in him personally, but yes, maybe somebody in the league is, again, just based off of his name recognition. So sure. I mean, it's kind of wild that we've gotten as far as we have with Brandon Ayuk. But once again, not contributing on offense, had a crucial mistake with that punt, with the failed punt where he was sent back on the punt return. It, like, almost lost a possession for his team. Somehow salvaged it by kicking the ball out of the end zone, which is a terribly stupid goal. But I can't imagine how he gets further in the doghouse at this point. Like, the vibes are bad for Brandon Ayuk. He's not in the
playoff.
The
quarterback play is just not there. He's not even performing with George Kittle not there. So, like, no, you can get out from under him. Let's move on to Kyle Nohe here. Hey, I saw your comment below your first one.
Nice.
I'm glad I helped out. I thought about you because I was like, oh yeah, that dude from Hawaii with AJ Brown. I bet he's happy. So yeah, you got the stack.
He had a good day.
Awesome.
He had a very strong day. Very strong day. He's back, baby.
But to your original question, Shenault is available on waivers today. Should I pick him up? Other wide receivers: Ridley, Moore, Waddle, Galladay, Gallup, Callaway, Anderson. 12-team half PPR.
Yes, but the question is who?
Can you drop Callaway or Galladay? With Michael Thomas coming back, Callaway's gonna. I mean, he's just been a wide receiver 4, and he's been the number 1 wide receiver there. I'm kind of off the narrative. Now,
I think Robbie Anderson's the drop.
PJ Walker went to Temple and played with Robbie Anderson.
Is Darnold
PJ Walker is probably going to start the next game for the Carolina Panthers, so he's going to throw a lot to his college wide receiver.
I don't know if we know that. I don't know if we know that for sure.
Darnold is terrible.
PJ Walker is worse.
Yeah, but they might just throw him out there just because.
I think Darnold gets the start. I think Darnold gets the start. I do. Yeah,
he probably does. Smart money's on Darnold, but I would
drop Robbie Anderson.
Narrative out there just for some fun.
Yeah, no. I would drop Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
He has done absolutely nothing. Shenault's arrow is pointing much higher than Anderson's is.
Yeah, that's true.
At least with a guy like Galladay, the one thing that you have with a guy like Galladay is the contract that he got signed to. So, like, there's an incentive for the Giants to get him. I mean, get him right and get him involved. I would drop Anderson.
I mean, to that point, there's a incentive for them to get him right and just be like, yo, you've been injured for the past 1.5 seasons. Let's just shut you down because we know that we're guaranteed to give you about $30 million over the next 2 seasons guaranteed, and there's no way that we can cut you over the next 2 seasons. And even when we do, we're going to be taking a massive cap hit because we signed you for like a 6-year deal or something. I forget what the deal is, but it is a lot.
4, but they gave him a lot of money.
Right. So, I think they might this is speculation.
That's speculation. Right. It's speculation. I mean, let's put it. Anderson has been awful. He would be my first drop. Then Galladay.
Yeah.
But the rest of those guys are holds. Even Callaway, I think, because again, to my point about I'm not super convinced about Michael Thomas. Callaway is like the clear wide receiver 5 or 6 in that situation, and Shenault leapfrogs him as well. But I think he's a hold over Anderson and Galladay.
Yeah.
And then the others are all holds for sure. Gallup is expected back in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
So Anderson would be my choice. But yes, pick Shenault up for Anderson.
There you go, man. I hope it helps. Just like the advice we gave you on Sunday helped. And yeah, we're glad that worked out.
Yeah.
Juan Osorio, Jared Cook, Ty Conklin, Ricky Seals-Jones. Pick one, please. Jared Cook.
Probably. The Chargers are playing. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. I'm blanking their matchup.
Best offense, consolidated target share. I mean,
for sure.
And if you're looking for another team with a consolidated target share, if you got to go 1, 2, 3, I'd go Ricky Seals-Jones. 2, because De'Ami Brown is injured. De'Ami Brown is out for next game. And has Curtis Samuel done anything?
He's still out. It's looking like a lost season for Curtis Samuel.
So really, it's basically Terry McLaurin, whoever's playing running back, J.D. McKissick, and then Ricky Seals-Jones,
and then Ricky. For now.
So consolidated target share there too, but I would go Jared Cook first because track record. But that about does it for me.
It's a tougher matchup. But I think the Chargers are at home. They're playing the Patriots, who are pretty good against the tight end. Not that Denver, Ricky Seals-Jones' opponent, is awful. It's between Cook and Ricky Seals-Jones for me. I kind of give a slight edge to Ricky, but Jared Cook is also viable. I would put Conklin third. Jared Cook obviously has the significantly better quarterback, so. And they are coming off their bye week, and they got boat raced in week 6. They're going to want to right the ship. Jared Cook might be a little bit safer.
Yeah.
All right. Cook might be a little bit safer.
Uncle Stunkus, I love the name. That's great. Does Khalil Herbert split touches with David Montgomery when he returns?
He should have a role. I don't know that it's a even split, but he's. He saw
past week. He saw 17 touches in his first game, 18 touches actually in his first game when he played with Damian Harris when David Montgomery came out. So Damian Williams. Sorry.
And he just had 100 yards.
I do that every live stream.
If I'm good for one thing, it's correcting your naming corrections.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Don't
Sometimes
be correcting me saying Cordarrelle. I'm right.
You're not. Herbert just had 100 yards too against one of the more difficult run defenses in the NFL. I could see like a 65-35 split. I do still if healthy, Montgomery's going to come back and soak up a good amount of work. He is their guy. But Herbert has earned a role. He's probably not going to be fantasy relevant every single week when Montgomery returns, and it's going to make him hard to project as to whether he's like a worthy flex option that on any given Sunday. But he's gonna remain involved. They're gonna find a way for him to see, say, 40-45% of the snaps and maybe take 30-35% of the touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be just spitballing, just without,
No, I kind of agree with that.
He's good. Montgomery, I think, is still their guy, but Herbert, he's leapfrogged. He's leapfrogged Damian Williams.
Kid's
good.
They've always wanted to give another back a large-ish role next to David Montgomery. That's what Tariq Coleman was supposed to be. I just think Khalil Herbert comes in, maybe not. Maybe most of the passing down work still goes to David Montgomery, but Khalil Herbert's going to play Khalil Herbert's going to play a role. He is going to.
I think Montgomery maintains a more third down work because he's a proven pass catcher. But Herbert should mix in on first and second down.
Yep. Yeah, hey, glad we could help you with that one, B3. Mario Marcucci. Say, hey guys, Tony or T.Y. Hilton? Thanks, enjoy your chat. Definitely Kadarius Toney. Definitely Kadarius Toney, hands down.
Tony, T.Y. or Gallup. Well, Gallup's not going to play for another couple weeks, I don't think. Unless I'd
still say Tony.
If Gallup comes back and healthy, I would lean toward the better offense. But Oh, okay. So Gallup is designated to return from injured reserve, but that probably means he doesn't play this week. I'm just throwing that
I
out there.
don't know if Kadarius plays this week either. I'm just saying Kadarius has that 13 target upside. All right.
Sure.
And he was
Especially
getting
out.
that in the game. He was getting work early in the game when he got injured. So I mean, Kadarius is going to get more work than Gallup by far. I mean,
probably.
Cedric Wilson is still going to be probably involved somewhat in that offense in Dallas, and Dalton Schultz isn't going anywhere. Blake Jarwin isn't going anywhere. They're just adding another person back into that offense.
Well, he's going to muddy the waters for all of those guys. Like, I don't know that
right,
Cedric
but what's
Wilson
the workload
week
upside we're seeing? I mean, that's what I'm saying. With Kadarius Toney, I could see him getting 13, 10 touches a week. I don't think Gallup gets that. Yeah, the quality of those touches might be a little bit better, but I don't know if the workload upside that we could see with Kadarius Toney could be wide receiver 1-ish, and we're never going to get that with Gallup. Not this season.
Trying to get Dak Prescott's pass attempts per game. That's the thing in Gallup's favor is, the offense is better and they may throw more.
He's never going to get 13 targets, bro. I mean,
no, probably not. But
I go Kadarius.
Toney for this week, but a healthy Gallup makes that a toss-up week to week moving forward. But for this week, Toney.
We're both high on Gallup in the long term beyond this season. I'm talking about for this season, workload wise. I mean, what are we thinking? Ceiling of 6 targets in that offense?
A ceiling. I mean, I would 8-9 targets. Ceiling. Floor might be 3 or 4 targets.
I don't know if he sees that.
I mean, what did Cedric Wilson see? Gallup is better than Cedric Wilson. What did Cedric Wilson see this past week?
Yeah, but
7 targets.
Yeah,
I think you're discounting the potential. I'm not disagreeing with you that Toney has a higher target share week to week, but I don't think Gallup is going to be confined to like an average of 6 targets necessarily. Cedric Wilson just this past week.
If you want to play it safe, go with Gallup. If you want to experiment and go with the high upside play, go Toney. That's what I say.
Yeah, he had 7 targets. Gallup can get that. But this week, if Toney plays, then Toney. Of course, the concern is...
what do you guys think? We got 16 people in here. Where do you guys go with this? Are you going Kadarius here?
Here's the other thing about Kadarius or Gallup. The thing about Kadarius is he plays on Monday night. If he misses Monday night and you're sitting there with do you have to fire up John Ross or Darius Slayton? Like,
Pettis.
Oh God. So just to
okay, that puts you in more
there.
of a bind, just specifically for next week. But if we're talking about upside for the rest of the season, it's Kadarius, bro.
Sure, but the question, I thought I was reading it as like this week. Rest of season, Toney, but Gallup's not far behind.
Yo, Bender, thank you. You already know. Thank you, Bender.
He's holding down the fort.
Yeah, yo, thank you. All right, Toney, we got one over you. There we go. We got another one over you. Majority rules.
Like I said, I like Toney's ceiling.
Thank you for siding with me.
I like Toney's ceiling. You're making this sound like I'm like anti-Toney.
You are.
I like Toney's ceiling over Gallup. Get out of here.
No, you are.
I like Toney's ceiling over Gallup.
No, stand on your fence, bro. Defend it.
But Gallup is in the much better offense. And if he's healthy, depending on the matchup, it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, B3. IU has definitely been disappointing.
Yeah.
Let's hope he has better seasons ahead, but I think this one's a lost one. Kyle Nohe, AJ, he should have scored twice on Sunday, man. I saw that too. That's when I was thinking
close.
of you, and I was like, oh man, because I had him in 2. And
So close.
after I talked to you, once we shut down the live stream, I went up and I swapped in AJ Brown into my wide receiver 1 spot. So yeah, I was right there with you. I did not have Tannehill in that league, but I was right there with you.
He did well.
I mean, he should have broke the plane. I mean,
he had a big
incredible
game.
play to begin with. I mean,
Yeah, he had a big game.
yeah, and Kaunohi, you're leaning dropping Galladay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
holding
you're
out on Anderson.
That's fair. If you're holding out
Sure,
hope for that, sure.
Sure.
There's been a lot of news over the past few days on this whole Watson thing. What are your thoughts on this whole Watson thing?
Well, Andy Holloway, who is on the fantasy footballers.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he tweeted something out this morning. Let me make sure I have this correct. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth unless that was like a fake account.
Hey, Chris M7, what's going on, bro?
Maybe it was a fake account. Okay, I don't see anything.
John
Unless
Wagner,
he,
good to see you again. What's going on? Chuck Man,
Oh.
hey.
No, he did.
Poppin',
He did.
bro.
Andy Holloway. He is the host of the Footballers, probably the most famous or popular football podcast, fantasy football podcast out there. Deshaun Watson will be traded this week and play almost immediately for his new team. He tweeted this. Buy low dart throw time for Philly, Miami, Carolina pass catchers. So the logic is there as far as wanting to hold on to Anderson.
Are you saying he has inside
That's
knowledge
just a
of the
hell of a
situation?
take. I think that's a hell of a take. I think that's what that is. It's a hell of a take. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that happens. But I mean, you're talking about a guy with, he knows his stuff. He's got 170,000 Twitter followers, and however many more people, listen to the pod. So it's a hell of a take. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know
how much I'm willing to read into it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a take. It's a take.
Sure. So, dropping Galladay is fine.
Yeah.
That's the point. But we can move on. Tamian says Eckler has Kamara, Hill, and JJ. Is this like I'm just asking. Is this like an 8-team league? This like the team's loaded.
Well, no. Regardless of that, man, stay pat with your squad, bro. Look at your squad.
Stick
what
with
are you
what
talking
you
about,
have.
bro? Stay with what you got. What's your tight end look like? You got a surplus of just about everything. What's your tight end look like? If you could
like Lamb,
offload
AJ
one of your,
Brown,
if you could offload
Tyreek
one of your
Hill,
wide receivers for a tight end,
Justin
maybe.
Jefferson. Sure, I
But
guess maybe.
that's the only move I'd be willing to make with your squad,
yeah,
bro.
keep
I'd be willing
keep
to
your squad. It's fine.
stand pat.
It's really strong.
Stand
Unless maybe
pat.
it's a keeper league or I don't know. It's really good.
No, but you're
stay where
saying
you are.
more power. Yo, I feel you. You always want to upgrade. You always want to upgrade.
You always want the optimal lineup.
But sometimes, sometimes you do too much. In trying to seek that next level, you end up doing too much, and then it ends up hurting you. I think you stand pat. Unless you get an offer you can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Stand pat. Mario Marchucci, Kyler, AJ, J-Rob, Cup, DJ, Ingram, Bullock, Dallas, and my flex options, Tony and T.Y. and Gallup.
This week, Tony. This week, Tony, for sure. But again, with him playing on Monday night, have a contingency plan. You know who I would pick up if in the event Tony can't go? I bet Byron Pringle is available.
Yeah,
he's been quietly making big plays as the Chiefs receiver that I would rather have over Mecole Hardman. That's what.
It's not saying
all
much.
right, that's what I would do. That's what.
It's not saying much, but yeah.
Oh, I understand that, but some people still like Mecole Hardman. I don't. That's what I would do, Mario. I would play Tony, and if Tony's out Monday night, I would have Byron Pringle on the back burner. That's what I would do.
Chris M7 traded away Chase Edmonds to acquire Miles Sanders due to his rest of season and playoff schedule. Your thoughts? Hey, I like that.
John, you just got done talking about how you like the Eagles.
I like that a lot.
Schedule for the fantasy playoffs. So,
yeah, I mean, we've seen the emergence of the re-emergence of James Conner, and I mean this offense, it's game script wise going to be more James Conner games than Chase Edmonds games, and even when he gets the work, we just saw Zach Ertz come in and take a lot of that short to intermediate work, and he is better than Max Williams. So he will continue to command more work as the season goes on. They already go like 4 deep at good wide receivers. I don't see a lot of the passing down work available for Chase Edmonds. I think now is the perfect time to sell, and I think Miles Sanders is discount David Montgomery. Sorry, in terms of playoff running back you can buy on the cheap.
And it looks like his timeline might be a little bit better than the injury initially looked because he was carted off. So
right, but it looks like a low ankle sprain. So it looks like
you can come back from that
2 to 4 week absence.
Honestly,
you
need the Eagles.
He skips the hardest games on their schedule, and then he comes back and he plays. I believe it's the Giants twice and the Washington Football Team twice. Who again, if you weren't here for when I said it the first time, they both rank bottom. They both rank bottom 10 in fantasy points average to opposing running backs per game. Which is good. Means they allow more points to opposing running backs. But let me get the Eagles schedule because it's legit, bro. Their bad schedule is a thing.
Sure. The only concern, I guess, would be your kind of point about Galladay. The Eagles are going to need to win a couple games for them to have incentive to bring Miles Sanders back in full capacity. Now, they haven't paid him yet, right? They haven't locked him up to a second contract. He's still on his rookie deal, but he's still their starter. So that would be the one concern that I would just caution. Edmonds is locked into a guaranteed role for a 6-0 team that is in contention for home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
True.
That would be the only thing.
Take
I
a
just
look
want
at
to
this.
throw that out there.
If he's out for 4 games, take a look at this 5-game schedule that's ahead of him for the fans for the last game of the regular season and then the fantasy playoffs. The Giants, the Jets, the Washington Football Team, the Giants,
great matchups.
The Washington Football Team.
Great matchups. Great matchups. Great matchups. We just need Sanders out there. That's the only thing. We need.
Yeah, and
I don't hate
and the injury designation of a low ankle sprain means that that's a possibility.
Sure. But the Eagles need to win a game or two here to give them incentive to play their guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're pretty bad. That's all I'll say.
Fair. All right. Well, let's start speeding through some of these because we gotta start catching up with the chat.
We got a few.
Yeah. Where were we? Chris M7. We hope that answered your. Well, you got our thoughts.
Helps.
You got our thoughts on it. I think it's great.
You certainly did.
Yep. Hey, let's go, Elute. Thanks for the energy, man. I like that a lot.
Appreciate it.
John Wagner, thanks and good to see you again. Hey guys, love the channel. I need to pick up a running back in half PPR Dynasty League. I'm stuck with Mike Davis at the moment. Mixon is my other running back. What Ravens back should I pick up? Murray or Freeman? I mean Freeman. Unless Murray comes back healthy, which I have no news on.
They're also on bye this week, so you're not going to be able to play either one.
Well, then neither. You shouldn't pick up either Ravens running back.
That's tough. I mean, Freeman seems to. I don't know if Freeman getting more work is a product of.
You got Dobbins on IR, but what other running backs are out there?
It might be slim pickings. It's Dynasty.
Yeah, but
like Boston Scott, like just
somebody,
a deep throw.
I mean, is Samaje Perine out there?
Perine, Chris Evans, like one of the like I mean, if you
Salvon
don't need
Ahmed, he's gonna be the number 2 running back in Miami right now.
Sure.
Is Salvon Ahmed out there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you neither of those guys are going to help you this week if you need a play this week.
Booker, Devontae Booker. He's a number 1 running back in the league. Yeah, pick him up. He has no competition until Barkley comes back.
Sure.
Perrine's on the wire. Yeah, pick him up. He was getting just as many touches as Mixon was.
Yeah, I guess Booker is.
No Ahmed. No. Okay.
I mean, obviously monitor the status of Saquon. I don't know if Saquon is set to come back this week. He has a chance, but if he's out again, then Booker's in line for work against the Chiefs defense that has been pretty bad against running backs. But either one, yeah, Booker or Perrine, that like either one of those, sure.
Yep. Bender, what up?
What's up, Bender?
All right, Eloot. Hey guys, I got Brady, Fournette, and Gronk. Should I try and get rid of one of them for the bye week 9? Trade any trade targets. Rest of the team is Kamara, Cooks, Tony, Ertz, kicker and defense.
I wouldn't. I mean,
if you held on to Gronk this long, then he's gonna come back.
Yeah,
he'll be a top.
You already
5
got Ertz,
tight end coming back.
I wouldn't get rid of Fournette. He's the guy to own in the Bucs backfield.
Clearly, and has been all season.
I wouldn't.
He's just caught fire of late.
And he said he's got Swift in his flex. I mean, your record's probably got to be decent. I got to imagine you've got at least 3 wins, three or 4 wins. So you're not going to be desperate if even if you have to take a loss week 9. No, you eat that bye week and then you rock with one of the with multiple players on one of the best offenses in football.
Yeah.
And you got Swift.
Buying all Bucks. Buying all Bucks.
You got Kamara and Swift. I would make no. You're good, man. You're good.
That's you got another. We got another team here where it's just like, nah, bro, stand pat. Your team is solid. Don't do anything. Yeah, and you've probably been winning while having Gronk just chilling on your bench.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Chuck, man, hey, man, thanks for the kind
What's
words.
going on, Chuck, man?
Thanks
yeah,
for the kind
appreciate
words.
it. Definitely happy week 7 is past us.
Let me look down at this other chat here.
I
did win some, but my main league got waxed. And John, you were so right about Dolphins defense. They're a different team than last year. Yeah, and Nick, this is something that Nick was saying too. So I did kind of steal that narrative from Nick a little bit, I have to admit. So I have to give props where it is due. I'm not normally the person you go to for defense knowledge, but I passed the test.
No, I got defenses. I got defenses and kickers for y'all, but I'm glad to hear that. By the way, that reminds me, John, if you're looking for a kicker to pick up, Evan McPherson. I just gets the Jets this week. They're giving up tons of points, and the Bengals are matchup proof at this point. If you're sitting on Justin Tucker's bye week, or maybe you have like a guy like Harrison Butker who it's just not working out this year, Evan McPherson, man, that kid can kick. He's good. Evan McPherson. Just throwing that out there.
Well, there you go. Kicker knowledge. But thank you, Chuck, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Looks like, all right, this is where we're Tony, Gallup. Let me see.
Thanks
Tony.
for the like, Bender. You already know.
Appreciate it.
Most
people are picking Tony.
We got Chris M7 going with you on Gallup on Gallup versus Tony. So
Chris already knows.
One guy in your corner.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes this in the next few weeks.
We will see.
Yeah, I could put up or shut up. You know what I mean?
I mean, I could as well.
John Gilbert, Gronk or Gesicki, rest of season. Honestly, is it crazy I'm saying Gesicki?
Kind of, but I can't disagree.
Consolidated target share, bro. I mean, I don't know how banged up Devontae Parker is. Maybe it's only a day-to-day thing. But
he's missed a couple of weeks.
I mean, Will Fuller, is he ever coming back this season? I really don't know. If it's not injury, it's him dealing with personal issues or whatever. I mean, yeah, he's a big nothing.
And Gesicki's
getting like 12 targets a game, bro.
Right, Gesicki, and he was producing last year too with Tua. I think both. If you can hold them both, or John, if you have them both, definitely hold them both. I would say, because Gronk could come back and remind us that he was a top 5 tight end to start the year. That could
Yeah,
happen.
I mean, all
We
it
know
takes,
Brady's
all it
connection
takes
with
is,
Gronk.
I mean, Gesicki can get all the targets in the world, but all it takes is Gronk to get 2 touchdowns a game on 3 targets, and it's over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what
Yeah.
Gronk was doing. He had a limited role, but it was the role that got all the touchdowns. But right now I'm going Gesicki based on targets.
Hold them both if you can, though.
Hold them both. Yep, agree with you there. Christopher Sander, too many weapons in Dallas, bro. Yep, go Kadarius. Go Kadarius.
I understand. I understand.
John
that. Obviously,
Gilbert,
he's
Tony
at
rest
best
of
the third
season.
best
Hell yeah.
option.
Hell yeah. Chris M7, I do believe Watson will get traded, but I doubt we'll play this year. I mean, there's
That
there's
could
nothing.
happen too.
There's
There's a lot of
nothing
unknowns.
in his way from playing. Legally wise, or the NFL hasn't put him on the commissioner's exempt list.
He's not on the
so-
commissioner's right. It's which is crazy.
Right, but as soon as he gets traded, he could be. I mean, they could just be waiting
He
for the
could
pin to
start
drop.
that week.
I mean,
He could start
he
that
could
week.
start that week too. You know, we never know. But the hammer could drop at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But this was somebody who you were expecting to start some games this year. You had even said at the beginning of the season you were expecting him to probably sit out 6 to 8 games and then play. That's what you said at the beginning of the year in our Deshaun Watson video at the beginning of the year. Or before the beginning
I thought
of the
he would
year.
play. Well, that was a few months ago, and the magnitude I feel like of his off-field situation has kind of been amplified.
I mean, the number
or
hasn't
magnified,
changed.
Whatever. I was anticipating.
Since we had the discussion, then the number hasn't changed. 22
I was-
allegations of sexual assault.
I was anticipating that he would in fact get traded midway through the season. I am a little less confident that he plays this year, but the window is still open.
I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible with the situation and with the NFL, to be honest. I mean, I never know which way they're going to go. Are they going to go err on the side of super caution, or are they just going to
Or is
sweep
it,
everything
like,
under the
innocent
rug
until
and let it
proven
go?
guilty?
Right. I mean, they're such a wishy-washy organization in that respect. They've gone
It's-
either way whenever
yeah,
it suited them most in the public eye. So
There's never been consistency with the.
we
with
love the product
handing
that they
downs
put
of
out on the
decisions.
TV, but as an organization, not so much sometimes.
Right. Tamian says 7 trades has Kelsey. Just stick with your team. You're good. That squad is stacked. Like, you're good
Yeah.
right where you're at.
Yep. Sounds like you got trades disease, bro. I got the same thing. Don't worry about it.
You can relate to that.
Yep. John Wagner,
Johnson.
Kirk is on the wire. Would you drop Myers or Allen Robinson for him? It's only a backup spot. I mean, if it's
I would
dynasty, I'm not trading. I'm not dropping. Is there anybody else you can drop for him? I'm not dropping Allen Robinson or Myers, bro.
It's got
Like you can get. It's a
Tony.
dynasty. I mean, next year
Got-
Allen Robinson can go anywhere. I wouldn't be trading Allen Robinson or dropping Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be dropping the number 1 wide receiver for Mac Jones right now.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that you could drop for Kirk?
Yeah, but if I can find a way to get Kirk on my squad, I would do it.
I know you got McLaurin, Tony, Renfro, Myers, and Allen Robinson, but if you can find a way to get Kirk on your squad on a dynasty team, then you do that.
Yeah,
Because
try to do
there's
that.
nothing like young depth. Let's go down a little bit here. Elout. Oh, you at 5-1? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're
Here.
good. Hold your bucks. I know.
You're
Yeah.
facing
Okay. So
another
he's
5-1 guy trying to get some points somewhere. All right. Yeah.
hold your bucks. Just hold your bucks.
And I missed your chat up above it. The Dolphins got to earn back trust. Yeah. Stream that
Oh
once
yeah,
and it
no,
wasn't
you
good.
can-
Yeah.
they're nowhere close to what they were last year.
Yeah, and defenses are like that. Defenses
It happens.
vary wildly from year to year unless you're
It
the
happens.
Rams or the Steelers or somebody like that who has bona fide players that never leave.
Right.
Like bona fide superstars that never leave. But outside of that, defenses vary from year to year.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare to have a defense put 2 years together or even 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyway,
we got another question from Bamboo here. What's going on? Should I trade
Bamboo.
Monty or Deonte for Tebow? Monty and Deonte for Tebow.
No.
That's a lot. That's giving up a lot.
Too much. I'd rather have
Deonte's
Deonte.
healthy. Like, he came off a bye. He's ready to go.
Yeah. Well, Tebow's passed his bye as well, but I would rather have Deonte.
Yeah.
And Monty on top of that. No, keep your guys.
It's not
Bamboo.
that I would rather have Deonte. If I had the choice between Tebow and Deonte, I think I'd rather go Tebow. It'd be minuscule though in the difference, and it's like Monty is way too much there to make up that difference.
Yeah, no, keep that.
So, yeah.
Keep those guys. Trey, yeah, you can ask start sits. I mean, the landscape can change between now and Sunday, but yeah, you can ask them.
Yeah, you can ask us any questions in here. We're just, if you got a question in the chat that is at all NFL related, hit us. But we got Eli right above him. Hey, you're welcome, bro. I'm ready for next week already.
No
Yeah, me too.
Of course, it's football.
But let's get down to Trey. Trey's question: if so, full PPR, flex 1, Allen Robinson, Eli Mitchell, Chase Edmonds, Khalil Herbert, or Pittman. Khalil, it's between
guys.
Mitchell or Pittman for me, or Khalil. David Montgomery is not coming back.
He's not going to be back this week.
No, so I would say Khalil.
I'm kind of inclined to say Khalil Herbert.
But it's close because Eli Mitchell looked good last game, and so did
Yes,
Pittman.
he did.
Pittman had a great game.
He did too. Herbert gets the
It's full
49
PPR.
Right. Herbert gets the 49ers at home, which means Eli Mitchell is on the road against Chicago.
Right.
So they play each other. Herbert last game he had 5 targets. He caught all 5 for 33. I mean, he's getting involved in the passing game. In full
More
PPR.
than I thought he would. Yep.
I mean, I'm thinking Herbert.
That's tough. Those are good options to choose from. The fact that it's full PPR, and Herbert is getting 5 targets
Herbert.
a game.
He just
gotta go Herbert.
He got 100 yards
Herbert
against Tampa in a game
getting,
where they lost 35-3.
If Herbert was only getting the rushing work, I would probably say Pittman. But Herbert's getting that. Yeah, again, 5 targets a game. You can't argue with that. 100 rushes on the ground, 5 targets a game.
Not a game. He got 5 targets this past game. I think he had 3 the game before that.
Okay.
So he's averaging. He's averaging 4. He's averaging.
That's still great. That's still great.
He's averaging 4.
That's borderline workload running back run.
Here's the deal, Trey. We're only on Tuesday. The landscape here could change. So, maybe check back with us on Sunday. But early indications, I would say Herbert.
Yeah, and if you have any other questions for us, just hit us up, bro.
Yeah, let us know.
Yep. John Wagner, Schultz or Fant rest of season? I think it's tough because they're both getting guys that come back and kind of muddy the waters
true.
from a target perspective. Judy is coming back, and he's going to be a target hog.
Mm-hmm. Schultz has been a tight end 1 this year.
Brought in John Brown for what it's worth. They're going to see if
they dropped him.
Did they?
He was released. John Brown was released today. So it wasn't very a long stay.
Thanks for that.
Yep, John Brown was released, so that's not a factor.
Tony Kamaj, what's going on? Xavier Dubs, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I guess I would say Schultz. Better offense, better quarterback,
and he's the preferred tight end. So there is that.
Seems like it has been. Fant is good though. If you have them both, neither one is a drop.
Yeah, you should be able to trade either and get something pretty decent.
Maybe trade Fant on some name recognition.
Maybe you do that. That might be the smart move because you should be
Schultz
able to.
is past his bye week.
Yeah, I would do that. Smart move.
Maybe try to trade Fant. If it's Dynasty, maybe not. Maybe don't trade Fant. Fant's still pretty young. I think John plays Dynasty. John Wagner plays Dynasty. So I think all right, maybe you just hold both. But for the rest of this season, I would give a slight edge to Schultz.
Yeah, if it is season long, rest of the season, Schultz. If it's dynasty, Fant by a long shot, you keep Fant. Because Fant is one of those guys that has an RAS above 9. He's well above 9. Schultz does not.
Yeah,
So if you're
Fant, I
looking
think,
for
is
that
the better
elite,
long-term.
prolonged production at tight end, you go Fant in dynasty. But in season long, it's Schultz.
For the
And
rest of this
Ilu,
year, Schultz.
Thanks for helping answer his question. Yeah, we agree.
We're kind of along the same line.
Go
Or
Herbert
Chase
there,
or
though.
Herbert.
Go Herbert.
Chase is definitely viable in full PPR, but Connor, we kind of already mentioned this earlier, Connor is the guy in that backfield right now. I would say Herbert.
Xavier Dubs, thanks for joining us. What's up?
What's up, Xavier?
Should I trade Demont and Leviska for Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson?
Yeah.
That seems
no.
like
Wait.
no. That seems like a trap. That seems like a trap.
Because of Gibson.
Yeah.
Because of Gibson.
Yep, that seems like a trap. Because Gibson, like, the trend might be, like, you can play him for the next few games, but he could progressively continue to get worse with this injury because it is a fracture. The fracture could just continue, that shin splints. Whereas Demont, you know he's going to be healthy in the next few games for what should be a great playoff run. And Leviska, you know he's going to continue to get the work. So you have the position diversity. You're trading away position diversity and playoff strength. Right? Which I don't believe is something you should be doing. That's not a move you make from a position of strength. Gibson, great name recognition, but now's not the time to be buying or trading away.
Not right now.
RB1s for hurt RB. I don't know.
I mean, he'd be getting two running backs, right? So there's always there's always some upside to that. But I mean,
right. But Gibson's upside was the fact that he was going to catch all the passes, but he's not getting that. J.D. McKissick is getting all of the passing down work in Washington from the running back depth chart. I mean, Gibson isn't getting much of the passing down work, which means, his upside is capped. I'd much rather have Demont, even knowing Khalil Herbert is going to be there when he gets back.
Yeah, he's only averaging. He's in 5 of the 7 games. He's got 2 targets.
Yeah, and Moss is already splitting the work with the preeminent rushing on the goal line quarterback in the league, and Devin Singletary, who we talked about a little bit before.
Yeah, maybe just keep Montgomery and Leviska.
I would keep Montgomery and Leviska. Yeah. Also, would you guys start Waddle or Leviska or Jerry Jeudy at flex wide receiver 2? I wouldn't be starting Jerry Jeudy fresh off injury.
Not yet. He's missed
and
almost
Waddle's
2 months.
been hot. Leviska's been hot. Is it flex and wide receiver 2? I would play both Leviska and.
Oh, if it's 2 of those 3,
Waddle.
Probably Waddle and Leviska, and then let's see Jeudy. Let's see Jeudy in a first game back.
Yeah, you're 4-3. Yeah, your squad is good. You don't need to be trained Demont and Leviska. Your squad is good.
Yeah, hang on to those guys.
Yeah, if you got a winning record, you should be in the playoffs.
You're just fine.
And Montgomery's going to be great in the playoffs.
Even if you drop a couple matchups, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Next your next matchups are going to be the hardest with Lenny out next week. Hey, man, you should be able to manage.
Start Waddle, Leviska, and then
I wouldn't make it if you have to. I know bye weeks suck.
Yeah,
but if you have to just take a loss
who are your other running
for
backs?
One bye week, but your team is just strong otherwise, I wouldn't make a move to try to save a week that ends up hurting you rest of season.
Just to save a week, right?
Right.
Like if you're 1-5, that's a different story. But if you're 4-3, you can afford to wait.
Yeah. Yep. Trey S. Man. Hey, Allout. Shout out to Allout for the input.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whoever wants to provide input on any questions, by all means.
You hate starting Thursday night players for some reason. Yeah, that's something that Nick has been about too. Thursday night games.
Man,
the output for
Thursday night games are always hairy.
Weird. Yeah.
It's always weird because when it's a guy who you're usually relying on and who, like, say a running back who gets his normal workload on Sunday and then has to play on Thursday, it's like 9 times out of 10, the backup gets more than 50% of the touches that week because it's like you're not trying to run a guy into the ground on a short week. It's totally out of your control, no matter how good the player is or how involved he is. We've seen it multiple times. I can't stand Thursday nights. I mean, a quarterback is fine. But yeah, it's always dicey.
Yeah.
And Edmonds ended up handling like I think 18 touches or so.
No, Edmonds isn't a bad back, and
no, he's not.
He's more versatile than Connor. But
I'm just saying he handled a lot of touches last game, and now he plays on Thursday.
Yeah.
16 total touches. 16 total touches. Connor had. Let me see that. Let me look at this. I'm not like talking crazy here. But 16 touches for a guy like Chase Edmonds, that's a full workload. Connor had 10. Connor's going to mix in more this Thursday night. Lock it in. Edmonds had 6 more touches than Connor did this week.
Yeah, so
Connor's going to mix in more.
It's more of a Connor game this week.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you, man. Thursdays are always a pain in the ass.
Xavier Dubs, do you think Ertz is a solid replacement for until Knox is back? Hell yeah.
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 Absolutely. The matchups are not going to be as good as going against the Houston Texans every week. But the Cardinals are good. The offense is good. They acquired Ertz
and then if you can sell
for their playoff run.
If you can sell Ertz before Knox comes back or something like that.
I wouldn't be rushing to do that though, because like it's a broken hand for Knox, right? So he's guaranteed to miss probably the next 3 games. He misses a bunch of good matchups too. But I wouldn't be rushing to move Ertz like in anticipation of Knox coming back. Knox goes over Ertz once he's fully healthy. But that might be a month from now.
True.
So, yes, Ertz is definitely viable.
He broke his hand. It was a 3-week timetable from a week ago. Right? They had a bye week. So it's 2 weeks from now. It's not going to be a month.
Was he put on IR? I guess maybe he wasn't. No. All right. But let me ask you this. So let's say he plays. Let's say he plays week 10 on the road against the Jets. Do you start him?
Yeah.
If he's not on the injury report, I guess I would be inclined to say yes too.
You play him.
Sure.
When he was playing, he was a top 4 tight end.
Yeah.
Largely based on they were using him in the red zone. So he's a tight end that only he just needs that work in the red zone, and he'll get that when he comes back. So yeah, I would trade Ertz before week 10 if he was coming back week 10. But let's move on.
We have to see that happen first, though. But yeah, okay, fine.
Allow, yeah. Every time I play a Thursday night game,
Thursdays.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. Can't stand it.
Yep.
But thanks for tuning in.
Hell yeah. Tony Kamaj, would you rather play Khalil or Emmanuel Sanders in flex half PPR?
Herbert.
Khalil Herbert. Yep.
It's got to be Herbert right now.
Yep.
Man, Herbert, there's no way in hell I could have ever advised starting Herbert last week. I'm glad I didn't suggest sitting him.
He came out of nowhere, and his profile, honestly, it wasn't
matchup.
It wasn't.
In a horrible matchup.
He didn't have the profile that I was really projecting to explode the way he has, but he's really coming to his own. And yeah, good.
They were losing that game big time early, and he still got 100 yards on the ground. Kid can play. So yeah, Tony, Herbert over Sanders for sure.
Yeah, but thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hey, Elout, glad you found us, bro. Glad you clicked on the thumbnail. Thanks for doing so. Definitely tune in with us. Just so you know, we are here. We're gonna start doing this every Saturday, right?
Are we doing Saturday nights? Saturday nights, and
I
then
didn't
maybe
do it last week because Nick was away, so I didn't
I
want to
was
do
in-
two
I was in
3-hour
Vegas.
streams within 12-hour period. That would have been a little bit crazy.
would have been a little much.
So, but we're every Saturday, 6 o'clock. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. to go over start-sit options.
10 a.m. Eastern. Yep.
And every Tuesday, right around 6. So, tune in with a seal out, definitely.
It's got a quarterback question. Or looking for a QB for the bye week. Recommendation on who to drop. Got it.
Rashad Penny.
Yeah, I think it's Penny.
Rashad Penny, bro.
I think it's Penny.
He
mixed in last night,
bro,
and it was his first game action.
Fool's gold, bro. He's
I'm not,
fool's
dude.
gold.
I'm not advocating for him. I mean, I'll just, it depends on how big of a believer you are in the likes of Alex Collins. Although he looked he looked okay in limited opportunities. But yeah, it's probably Penny. The only reason I'm like on the fence right here is just because I'm just not a believer in Darius Slayton. But I feel like Slayton has at least a bit of an opportunity with all these injuries.
Bro, if we're talking about Kenny Golladay maybe being shut down, right?
Which we're speculating, right? We're not like we don't
right,
know
but
that's
they're
gonna
rolling
happen.
out Pettis. Like
Well,
Slayton's gonna get
that's how
work over
desperate they are.
Pettis, bro.
Because Shepard is missing time, Saquon's missing time,
Right.
Tony's missing time. It's bad. It's bad in New
And
York.
I know
but
OBJ isn't giving you anything because he has 2 bum shoulders, but you get rid of Penny because he's gonna get you like 6 rushes for 4 yards, and that's
it's a bad situation in Seattle too right now.
yeah.
You want to talk about a team that might shut down some of its players? They may already be done.
Yep.
So Penny, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I wanted to believe in Penny, but not to be.
Xavier Dubs definitely just meant to hold Ertz as a replacement till he's back, or pick someone else like Thomas off waivers. You mean Michael Thomas? Were you who we were
Hold
talking
Ertz.
about before?
Hold Ertz.
With the Michael Thomas.
Yeah, hold Ertz.
Yeah,
That's
hold
fine.
him as long as you need him until Knox comes around.
Right, and then he
what
might
you
be
need
a
to do.
safe drop. But
Yeah.
yeah, until for now, you
Yep.
can definitely rock with him.
But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. If you have any more questions, bro, throw them in the chat.
Yeah, let us know.
I'm on that Ertz replacement train, and it's been a pretty
Yeah.
decent so far. Just waiting for Gronk to come back. Hell yeah.
Oh, he said Logan Thomas.
Okay.
Who would you rather have rest of season if both are healthy, Knox or Logan Thomas?
Knox.
I think so too. Just
If
better
it's rather
quarterback,
Ertz
better
or
offense,
Thomas,
better
I'm saying
Thomas.
Thomas. But I don't think you should try to hold 2 injured tight ends for a playoff run. So maybe just hope
No.
hope nobody picks up Thomas for another few weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. AB, a couple of guys dropped Schultz and Knox, and I came in and swooped them up. Not sure if holding these guys hostage is a great strategy. Realistically, what tier wide receiver or running back can I get for one of them? Thanks. If you trade Knox,
Who's your other tight
Knox
end?
is a hot name right now, and you could just say, yeah, they're out for another 2 weeks because that was the line that we were told, 3-week timetable, and he's already been out for 1. So if you could sell Knox, I think that's the hottest name. What caliber of wide receiver running back can you get back?
Like maybe a wide receiver 2, maybe a running back 3. I mean, it's still a tight end. Who's your other tight end? Who are you starting?
No, I think it'd be a wide receiver 3 or a running back 3. I don't think you can
probably
get,
not
I
a
don't
wide
think you
receiver
can get a
2.
wide receiver
It would
2
be
back for
probably it would
Knox.
be a wide receiver 3 or a running back 3.
Yeah.
Maybe one of each if you package both of the tight ends. Again, depending on who your starter is. Like if you have Travis Kelce, like
Can you go after one of the guys that's just coming back? Can you go after a Judy?
oh, he's got Kelce. Yeah. So both of these guys are easy sells.
If you can sell like Knox for
Like a
Judy, or you could package Knox and somebody for Judy, because that's a wide receiver 2 who somebody's been holding, hasn't been able to play for a long time, And when he comes back, he should be a target monster. So you might
like,
be able to get him before he has another high target game, and his value
there's
boosts way up again.
If there's a guy in the league, if there's someone in the league who is like it's a barren wasteland for them at tight end, try to maybe sell them on tight end depth. Offer both of those guys. Because either like compared to Kelsey, one of those two will just start for Kelsey's bye week, and then that's it for you. See if there's somebody in the league who like could desperately use any tight end at all, and go from there. See who their depth options are at wide receiver or running back, and potentially package both of those tight ends. Like I don't think the Chiefs have a bye week until week 12, so we've still got another month. You worry about that then when it comes to Kelsey.
Agreed.
So
Tony Kamash, thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Elout, yeah, man. Yeah, Penny is just nah.
I wanted to believe so bad. It's just I know it was his first game back from missing a lot of time. So like you got to give him that. But I don't think it's going to happen for him. And whatever, the situation in Seattle is bad right now, and it will be for another 4 to 6 weeks.
And for the 3 games that he played last season at the end of the year, because he did play in 3 games in spot duties last season, he averaged 3.2 yards per carry. So
it's
not just like a 1 game thing. He haven't had a bad game coming back from injury. This time he hasn't been good for a pretty long stretch, and he's been injury prone and injury ridden for a pretty long stretch. And he's not somebody I'm looking at anywhere. If you can get anything for him, get anything for him, but he's not somebody that I'm investing in. He is a what could have been, never was, and I mean that in a way that I wish I was wrong. I'm not, but it didn't. It's just it just didn't happen. Chris M7, we got a defense question. Broncos D or Chargers D this week?
Return yards and yards defended count. Ugh, I hate that crap. In that situation, I'm probably targeting the worst offense. So that's probably Denver's opponent. They're playing Washington. The Chargers get New England. Probably the Broncos. I don't feel great about that, though. I don't feel great about with the yards and return yards defended. I mean, Washington's a worse offense than New England. So, like, when I have to take into account all of that with yards that you have to account for, probably the Broncos. Just because Gibson's banged up, so he's a little bit hobbled. Terry McLaurin is a threat. Whatever, you're just gonna have to deal with that. But Broncos got 10 days rest because they played Thursday night. They just got embarrassed. Not embarrassed. The defense, I guess you could say, got embarrassed because Ernest Johnson crushed them. It wasn't a blowout as far as the score, but they're coming back home. Could use a win.
That's a cool story with Ernest Johnson, I do have to say.
Oh, absolutely!
It's a really cool story with Ernest Johnson. I want to just take a moment
to cap to Ernest Johnson. Yeah, shout out to Ernest Johnson.
Apparently, he sent a letter to every single team in the AAF when the AAF was just starting up to earn a spot, and the team that he ended up playing for took a shot on him, but out of college he got no looks from any teams, so he reverted to the AAF, ended up leading the AAF in yards per carry. And then when the AAF folded, the Browns gave him a shot. And
here we
ran
are.
a 4.81. So he is like the least athletic back in the league. but he does
put it
everything.
All together.
He does everything. I guess it doesn't matter when he can do everything well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when he's just a really good running back. When you have great vision and all that stuff. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how his career continues to unfold, but that's just a cool story.
It was a cool story.
Yeah.
I would
Sorry,
probably.
I just completely
no,
swerved
no,
your
whatever.
whole
That's fine.
conversation.
That's fine. We're close to caught up on the chat itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we can definitely give a shout out to Ernest Johnson. But I guess I would say the Broncos. I guess that the return yards and yards defend. I used to play in a league like that. I lasted one season. And I was like, you need to change this scoring or I'm out. I'm just not a fan. There's so many weird variables that can factor into that. Like what happened? Like what if your defense gets a turnover and runs it back 20 yards? Do I get those yards back? That's always been my argument, for something like that. You know what I mean? Which the answer is no. That's But of course, that's why I was like, well, that's why it shouldn't count. So I guess Denver, just because Washington is a worse offense than New England. But I don't feel great about it because I don't feel great about the Broncos defense.
Yeah. But speaking of another Broncos, thoughts on Javonte rest of season? I mean, I think he's a wide receiver or running back 2 upside rest of season. High-end running back 2 upside rest of season. Melvin Gordon, it's injury.
He's still involved.
Injury
He's
prone
still involved.
up to this point this year. I mean, he's picked up Nixon issues
but he's
pretty
played.
much every week. He has, but at some point, I think there might be a tipping point for him.
I got to give credit to Melvin Gordon. He has lasted much longer than I thought he would. But Javonte is bigger play upside. He's catching the ball more than Melvin Gordon. He's providing a burst. In a bad matchup on a Thursday night with the Broncos not playing well, he came through. It was a nice little running back screen for a touchdown, and he made it at the end of the play. He made it happen himself. He kind of knocked over a defender to get into the end zone. It was just a good play. If you don't have any of unless you've got anchors, Eckler, Kamara, Derrick Henry, Zeke, Cordero, Darrell Henderson,
Cordarrelle,
whatever. Javonte Williams is in the flex conversation rest of season.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just had to throw my shot out there. Eli, it is a sick story. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but he is still a sell high. He is still a sell high. If you got an opportunity to sell high on Ernest Johnson, do it. The only situation in which I might not recommend it is in Dynasty because it looks like he has the inside shot to the running back 2 job in Cleveland, and that's a valuable role. As we've seen, Kareem Hunt's the number 2 there, and he's been a running back 1, sometimes a running back 1 better than Nick Chubb. And while I wouldn't expect that to continue to happen with Ernest Johnson next season, if he were to split with Nick Chubb, he would still have value. And as we've seen in 2-spot games, when they give him at least 13 touches, he performs like an RB1. So can he keep that up? I don't know with his athleticism, but he does. He's done everything well thus far, but he's still a sell high.
And Xavier's asking, is he a flex play this week?
Sure.
Well, let's see what happens with Chubb. Let's see what
if Chubb comes back,
he's still develops.
If Chubb comes back, he's still an RB. He's still a flex play. If he comes, I
guess
he's
he
still
is.
A flex play.
I guess he is because Chubb could be a little bit limited in his first game back in 3 weeks. Missed 2 games. This would be third week. And Kareem Hunt is definitely going to miss this game. So yeah. He doesn't have the pass catching prowess that I think the Browns like in that RB2 role for Kareem Hunt. But he can absolutely mix in with 10 touches, 10, 12 touches.
Yo, so Tobear24 with the trade of the day, traded AB for Cook. Oh, wow, dude.
Cook and wait.
And then he traded Judy and Sterling Shepard for Elijah Mitchell because he needed running backs. How
the hell did you pull that off?
Jesus, dude, that is, hats off. I'd take my head off, but it's cold outside. But hats off to you. That's
I love Antonio Brown, but if you're getting Dalvin Cook for him, that's a fleece.
Yeah, that's a win, bro.
That's a fleece.
Great job.
Is
that a San Jose Sharks logo up there, bro?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
John likes hockey.
Respect for Jumbo Joe.
The Sabres stink, though, right? Are they still bad this year?
Yo, come on, bro.
Don't
hit me with that.
I'm just asking. Are they still bad?
I mean,
relax.
they have
the Bills
a winning,
are awesome.
They have a winning
I'm
record. They have a winning record right now, but they're still not good, and they still haven't traded Jack Eichel. That's still a. They're still
on the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a good situation.
Ugh.
It's not a good situation. But so Tober, you're welcome for the content, bro. It's a pleasure
Thanks for tuning in.
to bring it to you, definitely. And that's something that I wanted to bring up one of these streams, and since we are nearing the end of the line here for the chat, at least as it stands right now, I did just want to throw out, hey, to everybody in the chat, is there anything that you guys want to see moving forward with this channel? Because that's one thing that we haven't done is ask you guys.
Like anything specific they'd like to see from us as far as either content
for some feedback. We got 17 people in here right now.
Yeah.
Some people are brand new. Some people have been in here been with us for a while. Is there anything we can do better for you guys? Like, what's up? Is there any content you would like to see? More live streams,
or something specific on a week-to-week basis.
More shorts, less shorts, like anything. Like let us know.
We love putting together shorts.
But yeah, because they're
easy.
Well, you love putting them together because they're easy. Ha.
Whatever, I still do them.
Start sits positions 1 through 32.
Just so like start sit rankings.
1 through 32. Okay.
Something to consider. But it looks like we got a couple of questions in here.
Yep.
We'll let people marinate on that though.
Kellen Brown, thanks for the question. What's going on? Eckler and Diggs for Kamara.
Sorry, hang on. John had
we do have John Wagner right up above him. I'm sorry, you skipped that one.
We'll get to them all.
Have PPR dynasty. I'm 2-5. Need to win out.
Not
need
dead.
Input.
Need
lineup input. Linput. Lineup. I don't know. I'm getting mixed up there. Lineup input at both RB spots. Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Elijah Mitchell, Madison handcuff. Wide receivers Jefferson, Metcalf, tight end Pitts. I mean, it looks like flex.
I mean Javonte and Eli
Ruggs.
Mitchell.
I mean, you look like you have a good squad.
Yeah,
you look like you have a good squad. It sucks that you're 2-5. That's bad luck, but I mean, your squad does not look like a 2-5 squad, especially since you have Madison, and Madison's been wide receiver 1 a few times.
Running back 1.
Running back 1 a few times.
But Javonte, I would say Javonte and Eli Mitchell are your guys.
Right.
Jefferson, Metcalf, Pitts, and then if it's between Cooks and Ruggs, it would depend on the matchup, but I would lean Cooks most weeks there.
But Ruggs is not a bad swerve. But yeah,
not
at all.
I
would lean Cooks, especially with Tyrod Taylor due to be coming back. Cooks gets a huge boost in terms of
if they go back to him. Will they go
back
to
him? They will.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They've come out and said as much multiple times, emphatically.
Okay. So then Cooks would be there. Yeah. So then Cooks would be there over Ruggs.
Yep.
But Ruggs over like Michael Carter.
Yes. Yep. Agree with that 100%. But thanks for your question, John. Yeah. Kellen Brown we'll get to your question now. Sorry about that. Eckler and Diggs for Kamara, Michael Thomas and Hawkinson. I get the Eckler side.
It's pretty fair. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, getting actually. Who's your tight end? But I'm inclined to say yes regardless because Eckler and Kamara, obviously trading Kamara hurts, but Diggs is a significant upgrade as an option over Michael Thomas. Yeah. And Hawkinson thrown in there. I mean, he's been kind of quiet the past couple of weeks. So Hawkinson who would be your tight end if you traded Hawkinson? That's my question. But I'm inclined to say yes because Eckler for Kamara, it's kind of a wash. Kamara's going to have his weeks. Eckler's going to have his weeks as far as like who's better. But Diggs, if you can get Diggs, for Michael Thomas, yeah. Yes. Yes.
Agreed. Yes. Kyle Nohe, Booker, and Carter over Edmonds this week. That's about the line in which I'd say no. I'm not super high on Edmonds this week, but I don't know if I'd go Carter with
we gotta
whoever
see,
their quarterback is right now starting.
We got to see practice reports through Thursday for Saquon.
Right.
We got to see practice. I know Edmonds plays Thursday, which makes this a pain in the ass, but we got to see practice reports for Saquon through Thursday. If Saquon is even limited on Thursday, like ignore Wednesday, he's probably not going to practice. If he can get in, if Saquon gets in a limited session Thursday, then Edmonds. If Saquon is another did not practice on or does not practice Thursday, you might be able to hold out on Booker until Monday night.
I'd agree with that assessment.
That's kind of tough though.
Yeah, you got CMC and CEH on IR. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
and dropped Herbert after the Green Bay game. Oof. I would say Edmonds if Saquon gets in a limited practice on Thursday. Honestly, Edmonds might be the safest play regardless. Booker's got a good matchup if Saquon doesn't go, though. I'll stick to what I said. If Saquon can get in a limited practice by Thursday, then fire up Edmonds for the Thursday night game. If Saquon is a did not practice through Thursday, we just got done talking about how Thursday nights are a pain in the ass, and Edmonds had more touches than James Conner this past game. Therefore, I think maybe the pendulum swings a little bit in Conner's way for Thursday night. If Saquon's not practicing by Thursday, Booker.
Yep. But thanks for the question, Kyle Nohe. And you never answered my question last week. What island in Hawaii, bro?
Oh yeah, there you go.
John Wagner, Tannehill or Lawrence QB going forward? I'd go Tannehill. It looks like they're just heating up. That he finally has a healthy AJ Brown with no food poisoning. No more Chipotle for AJ Brown.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, Chipotle.
Hey, yeah. But I mean, Lawrence he keeps losing weapons, and I know he's continued to look better as the season has gone on.
Too.
But
been a QB
Tannehill,
low end.
Tannehill, I mean, his ceiling is QB7, QB8, and he was that perennially before this season, and the offense looks like it's starting to turn on now. So
yeah, I would say Tannehill. The situation is a little bit more stable overall. Lawrence is going to have to throw a lot, but it's only resulted in QB2 weeks so far. I know Tannehill was brutal to start the season, but yeah, that Tennessee offense is trending up.
I mean, his number one wide receiver at the beginning of the season and through a couple of weeks was Chester Rogers and Nick Westbrook, Akine, and yeah. I mean, and now he's finally got AJ Brown back, so I think we can start to put him back on at least the borderline QB1 radar, which means he has the upside over Lawrence.
Yeah,
for me.
I'm fine with that, with putting Tannehill over Lawrence.
So Tober, hey, all right, top waiver wire ads. This is something that Nick was doing, and the only reason he didn't do it this week was because he was in Vegas and he was coming back, and he just had a crazy schedule the last few days. But that is something that we typically do. We typically try to put out either, if not Monday, then Tuesday before waivers.
Yeah. Might have gotten away from it a little. We did start committing to Tuesday with these live streams being helped for waivers. But yeah, I can start doing on Tuesdays before this stream some waiver ads that I like. I can resurface that one. So yeah, no, that's
if we can try to get it out on Monday, we'll try to get it out on Monday, and that might be something that we break up into 2 different shorts, maybe 1 through 4 and 5 through 7 or 5 through 8. Something like that. Top 8 waiver wire.
I'll get back on that for next week.
Yeah, that's a good idea though. So Tober, thanks for that one, and Elout, thanks for that one too. And yeah, we're
we do try to cover as much as we can,
and this is a year-round channel. Is a year-round channel. So once the fantasy season ends, we switch to dynasty mode and we switch to evaluating rookies, and we'll continue to have live streams in the off season.
Oh shoot! speaking of waivers, I don't know if anybody. Speaking of waivers, this was a couple hours ago. Am I behind on this? Alan Lazard was placed on the reserve COVID list.
I am looking at the ticker right now. Look, it says Allen Robinson not eligible for Week 8. So
Alan,
wow.
yeah, oh yeah, there you go. Okay, Alan Lazard on the reserve COVID list. So as far as waivers go, cancel any claims or transactions that include Alan Lazard. Don't burn a waiver claim on a guy who's not going to play.
Randall Cobb season, bro. Randall Cobb season. Robert Tonyan season.
Oh God, Aaron Jones season. This might be a game where AJ Dillon gets back on track. This might
be a game to just try to find an alternative.
This is a game to avoid the pass. Yeah, maybe don't play Rodgers. Maybe.
Yeah.
It could be. Aaron Jones is fine. Robert Tonyan could be okay. Rodgers is going to have to run maybe 2 scores in to come through. Yeah, that's a dicey situation. Okay. So as far as waivers go, if you had Alan Lazard on your radar, cancel that.
Yep. Chris M7, maybe top running back, defenses, wide receiver, cornerback matchup.
Okay.
This week.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't hate that. I trying to identify the wide receiver matchup again. Is it are they going against Marshawn Lattimore? Are they going against Trayvon Diggs? When healthy, are they going against Jair Alexander or Jalen Ramsey? So yeah, no, I see that. I can see that. Could be a downgrade for a wide receiver.
Yeah, something like that.
Of course, the thing, to that point, Chris, and obviously this is not a one-size-fits-all, but I totally would have identified Khalil Herbert as an avoid against a brutal Tampa Bay Buccaneers front seven, and that would have blown up in my face.
Hey, you can't get every take right.
Can't get them all right. Yeah. I know, I understand, but no, I don't hate that idea.
And John Wagner just got Madison, which is what I was saying above with the Madison with the RB1 week. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a fill-in anytime Dalvin Cook.
You still got a good squad there. Elout, maybe you can do weekly trade targets and of note. Now we try to hit on that in the individual videos we do. We inadvertently do trade highlight people who might be good to trade or
target.
Who had explosions in fantasy, some recent stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm just getting sidetracked because we just got 2 super chats. Thank you for
guys.
Christopher Sarter. Thank you to Christopher Sarter, and thank you to Kyle Nohe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks so much. But Chris has got to start sit.
Start sit. Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Damian Harris, Chuba Hubbard, Gronk, or Hunter Henry.
You can't start both Chase and AJ Brown. Damn.
I mean, I'm starting Jamar Chase. I'm starting Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is awesome.
You can't.
Holy hell.
You can't be sitting Jamar Chase right now. He's the hardest wide receiver in fantasy right now. You can't be sitting. I know it's AJ Brown, but if you got to sit one, you're sitting AJ Brown. If you're sitting one between Damian Harris or Chuba Hubbard, I'm sitting Chuba Hubbard. And if you're sitting one between Gronk and Henry, I mean, wait and see if Gronk is healthy. So if default,
Gronk is healthy, then Gronk. But obviously for now, Hunter
default
Henry.
It's Hunter Henry, and that's not a bad look because he's had 4 touchdowns in the past 4 games, 1 in each.
So the AJ Brown gets the Colts this week, who are actually allowing a good amount of points to.
I don't think much analysis needs to go into it.
I understand. I understand. Well, I mean, we're talking about AJ Brown. If it was any tier below, then I would completely agree with you. Chase gets the Jets this week. I mean, they're just the connection between Burrow and Chase is just on another level right now. Can you trade one of those two for an RB1? Christopher, can you if you can only start one of those dudes week to week, if that's guaranteed, if you can, if you
Harris
know
just
for
had
a
boom
fact,
week, so that would be a good week to trade Harris.
Well, I was good. Well, if you can only start Chase or AJ Brown each week, if this is a bye week situation, if you can only start one of those two guys each week, dangle one for an RB1, like a real good RB1. You with one of those. Well, maybe AJ is the guy that you try to move and just start Chase, but AJ Brown should be able to net and a Chubb, an Eckler, a Zeke. You know what I mean? An RB1.
Yeah, I guess. But you got my answers: Chase, Harris, and Henry, unless Gronk is playing. In which
Harris
in
over
which case
Hubbard.
Gronk.
Harris over Hubbard for sure.
Yep. But let's go back to these other questions. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Thank you for the
Yeah, appreciate that, guys.
super chats. And Kyle, no,
Hopefully,
I'm sorry.
it helps.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chat. I had a lot going on managing the entire stream. But yo, that's dope. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Hawaii is definitely a place I want to go sometime. So
That would be cool.
yeah. So you might have to put us up
Wow,
somewhere
got it.
sometime. Nah, I'm
That
playing.
would.
Yo.
I intended to go. I intended to go to Hawaii at the start of 2020, but obviously, COVID had other plans. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get there. That's the plan. But anyway, and Elon said maybe do weekly trade target. Yeah, you already kind of mentioned that, John. We do kind of try to identify guys to target sometimes, but it kind of comes and like those questions kind of come and go. And
Hey,
we kinda
John
try to
Wagner,
ident-
much appreciated. Thank you so much.
John, thanks, man.
If you got another question
you so
for us,
much.
please let us know. But thanks for
Yeah,
sticking with us for this long. You've been with us for most of the stream, so thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, appreciate it.
All right,
any other
Xavier
questions,
Dubs,
let us know.
Leviska for Moss. No running back replacement next week with Lenny and Demon out. Only have Cook and Penny.
I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've always liked Moss, dating back to last year. I always thought he was the preferred choice over Singletary. I love the Bills' defense this year, and I always think that plays into it. Anytime I like a defense, I'm more likely to like that team's running back. Neutral game script, more negative or more neutral game script, more opportunities for the running backs. Moss didn't do anything against the Titans. But also, that was a
game was
shootout.
That game
it got
was
away
just
from
an
the
anomaly.
Bills.
He's been an RB2 at least in most other games this season. So I think that's fine. I think that's a good swerve from your other trade that you were gonna do.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
I know that's
with
a
that.
more pared down trade, but
The only
that's
game-
the kind of deal that you should be making. So that's a good.
The only game
bet.
left on the Bills' schedule where I would be worried about, they do go on the road to play Tampa week 14, but that's not going to be a playoff week this year. So you could, that's 2 months from now or almost 2 months from now. So
I'm
not a
worried
super
about that. Not
concern
worried about
right
that.
now. But like the rest of the schedule's fine. There's some not great matchups in there, but the Bills are matchup proof.
Yeah, and he's but when you come out of this, you're gonna have Dalvin Cook, David Montgomery for the playoffs, and Leonard Fournette. So you're not gonna have to worry about Moss in the playoffs 2 months from now. So yeah, it's a good move to get
Still
through the
flex him,
next
though.
few
Yeah,
weeks.
if you need to. Yeah, could still flex him though.
Ke-
He would be still an option. I would say over Leviska. So yeah, I'm fine with that, Xavier. I'm fine with that move.
Kellen Brown. I also have Schultz and Goddard at backup.
Oh, you
yeah,
have
no, bro,
Goddard.
you're fine, bro.
Yeah, you're good.
And you should, if you have backup,
do that
backup
trade.
tight end, then yeah.
Do that trade. I say do that Eckler and Diggs. I say yes. Because Eckler and Kamara are a wash. Diggs puts it over the top. Yeah.
Notorious TBG. What's going on? Trade question.
on, man?
My guy, a guy offered me Barkley and Jefferson for Chubb and Chase. I would not do that.
No.
Nope.
No. Keep Chubb and Chase.
Nope.
Chase is is a monster.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Chubb
Jefferson's
feels
been great, but
Jefferson's
Chase is
great.
on another
Jefferson's
level this
awesome.
season.
Yeah.
Talking about this
Chase
season.
is on fire.
And it's not going. That's not stopping. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I don't think I would do Barkley and Jefferson for just Chase.
Well, there you go.
I don't. Chase has been a monster, and Chubb feels like a safer bet right now than Saquon. Maybe Barkley's upside is way higher, but Chubb feels just safer right now.
Xavier Dubs, Jerry Jeudy or Randall Cobb for the flex. Now I know it seems dirty to do this right now in 2021, but I would go Randall Cobb just
would
for the
go
next
Cobb.
game, and
Just
then
this
I'd go
one
Jerry
game.
Jeudy for the rest of the season. But Jerry Judy's first game back, I would not. Just out of caution, he could come back and have an 8 to 10 touch target workload like he had in his first game. But I mean, Cobb is the only man left standing, and he has rapport with the Rodgers for going back years. So it's not something that as a new acquisition they need to worry about there. So I would go Cobb just for this week, and then Jerry Jeudy rest of season.
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Cobb's going to be leaned on way, but Lazard is now out for this game. Adams is probably out. If Adams miraculously plays, if he plays, then I would be okay pivoting to Jeudy. But the expectation is Adams will miss. Lazard is definitely going to miss. So in that scenario, then Cobb.
And John Wagner, hey, I know you play Dynasty, and it's something that we did want to eventually work on was maybe in the off season, specifically with people who are in Dynasty leagues, do a little bit more of a tailored
team
advice,
evaluation,
right? Team evaluation, tailored advice, strictly for your team. So I know it's not working out for you this year. Maybe you can turn it around and win all the way out. And if you have any questions on the way, hopefully we can help you. But if not, and even if so, I mean, in this off season, hopefully we'll still be able to help you.
For sure.
So yeah, and for everybody out there that plays Dynasty, keep that in mind. But John, keep that in mind too.
Something to think about.
Yep. Slim, what's going
What's
on?
up,
Face
Slim?
Mask Fantasy Strong, bro. You already know. To Nick, the Kick Whisperer. Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yep. I gotta put that into the ticker. I gotta do it.
I'm the kicker. I'm the kicker whisperer.
Yep.
So, who do the Steelers get? The Steelers are on the road against Cleveland. Why is it saying that? Let me see. Steelers are on the road against Cleveland. They're coming off their bye week. Cleveland's not giving up that many points. I don't think Boswell's an option this week. Joseph, that's the Vikings kicker, right? They're playing the Cowboys, I think. That could be the move. Is it Greg Joseph?
Don't ask me, bro. You're the kicker whisperer.
Yeah, I mean, so Dallas doesn't give up a ton of points, Dallas is not like the best matchup. I would not go Mason Crosby this week. The Packers are losing. They missed Adams and Lazard. I know Rodgers is Rodgers. Rodgers can make things happen with anybody. And maybe to that point, maybe the Packers stall a little bit more on offense than they do this week. The downside to Crosby is how worried are you that the Packers offense scuffles a little bit with down multiple weapons. And Arizona is actually giving up like the fewest points to kickers this year. So maybe pivot away from Crosby. Nick Folk, the Patriots are playing the Chargers, I believe. I did already say that. Yeah. The Chargers are actually a decent matchup. That's going to be a shootout. I would say it's between Folk and Joseph, and I would probably give a slight edge to Folk. Just a slightly better matchup. I think I would give a slight edge to Falk, Slim. My rankings would be Falk, Joseph, then Crosby, then Boswell.
And mine would be the exact opposite.
Why is that?
Because I'm bad at this, so I'm just gonna.
You are bad at this.
Just gonna say I'm gonna do the opposite of you when I'm talking about
Slim,
kickers.
I would go Falk and then Joseph in that order. Watch Crosby get 4 field goals Thursday
For
night.
what it's worth, I do usually pick a good kicker to begin the season, so I never have to play this game in general. But
streaming kickers is just fine. And then sometimes people,
Yeah, but I don't want to have to ask you every week what I should be doing. I don't have the luxury of everybody else in this chat. I don't.
Maybe you should.
Well, you're playing against me. You would give me crappy advice.
Probably, yes.
All right, so October 24, Cousins, Garoppolo, Ryan, or Wentz, Week 8.
Cousins gets the Cowboys. So meh on that. Garoppolo, no. Who do the Falcons play? Matt Ryan is like putting it together a little bit now. Falcons get, if I could spell, Falcons get Carolina. That's not the best matchup, but they are at home. And in the past couple of weeks, he's been solid. Wentz has also been solid for fantasy. because he'll run. It's a lot of options. I would be Tober. I'm between Ryan and Wentz. I'm inclined to say Wentz. It's a division game against Tennessee, so it's a big game, and it's a must-win game for Indianapolis. I'm between Ryan and Wentz. I got to think about that one. Or we could see what the chat thinks. Matt Ryan at home against the Panthers, that's not as good of a matchup. Or Carson Wentz at home against the Titans, that is a good matchup, but it's a division game. So it's to take you always have to take that element into account.
I think it depends on whether or not Wentz gets his full group of
if
weapons.
T.Y.
back.
Hilton is back this week.
Yep. I think that I know T.Y. Hilton is not somebody that everybody wants to be playing in fantasy, but he's still a good real-life football
he's a
player.
good real-life
He still makes a
piece for a
difference
football
for that
team,
offense, specifically Carson Wentz. So, yeah, I think that makes a difference there. If T.Y. Hilton is not playing, I'd go Matt Ryan. If T.Y. Hilton is playing, I'd go Wentz.
Okay. Yeah, I think I give a slight edge to Wentz because there's a little bit more rushing upside.
Yep.
Wentz, Ryan, and then I would say and then Cousins. I think Garoppolo is a safe drop. Or if he's on the waivers and that's who you're considering, you can safely leave him on waivers.
Yeah. Slim Reaper, Gaskin, Herbert, Gainwell, Mitchell, start 2 or 3 if I should flex one over Van Jefferson. I think you should go Khalil Herbert and Elijah Mitchell for 2. And then I think you can start Gaskin for this week over Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson had a good week last week. He had a decent target share, but that's not something that you can count on week to week with Van Jefferson. And I know that's not something you can count on week to week with Gaskin either. But with basically nobody else in the past game outside of Waddle and Gesicki, and they just
Buffalo. That's a brutal
but
matchup.
they just got gashed on the ground. So we know that they're vulnerable on the ground.
By Derrick Henry.
But he is the pass catching back there too because Malcolm Brown is gone. So if he's gonna get the work there.
Or did they cut him? What happened with Malcolm Brown? Did I miss something?
I think he got put on IR. But I know he's out for next week at least.
He did.
Right. So Myles Gaskin is going to be the de facto number 1 there. He's going to split work. And I know
Gaskin over Gainwell? Herbert and Mitchell definitely.
Yeah.
Herbert and Mitchell definitely.
And I would say, Gaskin over Gainwell.
Gaskin over Gainwell. The Eagles get the Lions this week. They're giving up a lot of points to running backs.
Wait.
It's a brutal matchup for Gaskin.
I'm flip-flopping. I'm going Gainwell based off
I
the
think
matchup.
I'm going Herbert, Gainwell, Mitchell, Slim.
And then I mean, brutal matchup for Gaskin, but I mean, you
might get some work, but and remember the Bills. Well,
I try to sell Gainwell right after this game.
Fine,
and then I'd feel comfortable rolling with Elijah Mitchell, Herbert, and Gaskin.
Viable.
But yeah,
Gainwell should be more than viable this game because it's a good matchup, and Sanders is going to miss.
Yep. Christopher Sarter, thank you so much for the help. Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks.
I have Diggs, Chase, Cook, Barkley, Gronk, and D. Harris in the flex.
Dang.
We'll try to trade A.J. Brown for an RB1, but should I start Brown over Harris in my flex? Thanks again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Start in that case. Well, you're not. You might be starting Harris this week if Saquon can't go. You might be starting Harris anyway if Saquon can't go. If he does, then obviously you're playing Saquon. But if you can start AJ Brown, then maybe Harris is the sell. Maybe Harris is the sell. AJ Brown is in lineups over Damian Harris, I would say, like 99 times out of 100.
Yep.
So
And
maybe
the
Harris
ancillary
is
running
your
backs
sell.
for the Patriots are doing well. I mean, it's not like it's a wasteland out there for the Patriots, and they're giving work to people who aren't performing.
Bolden did well. JJ Taylor did well. I mean, Harris did well is fine as well, and he's the clear top guy. But A.J. Brown, you're going to play over Damian Harris. Maybe you just given that, maybe you just sit pat or sit tight because Harris is great insurance in case Saquon
I
can't
think that's
get
the
healthy.
motto of the day. Just for all these teams that have.
Yeah, I like your team,
that
Christopher.
Look pretty good on paper. Maybe the best thing to do in Bipocalypse is just to
hold.
sit pat. Yep.
And Bipocalypse was last week, so you're good. I would say with Saquon being
every
iffy
bye week sucks. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, maybe just stand pat. But yeah, I mean, I would. With a healthy Saquon, Harris goes to the bench. A.J. Brown is the guy in your flex with Diggs and Chase.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
So maybe don't trade A.J. Brown then for an RB1 because you already got two of them in Cook and Saquon, or at least one in Cook.
Yep. Let's speed this up a little bit. Devin K.
Yeah, we can do that.
You better not put Barkley on your roster.
Well, I mean.
Hey.
You can stash him for sure. I mean, I don't know. He's not out for the season. I know it's been rough sledding for the past year and a half, but like weeks 3 and weeks 4 this year, Saquon came back to life. If the swelling can get down on that ankle, I mean, he should be fine rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's Saquon. Don't overthink.
I don't know
one.
if he's in the
Tony
overall RB1 conversation anymore, or right now, but yeah, he should be fine.
Tony Kamaj, hey, thank you, appreciate it. Slim Reaper, wing eating contest. Who wins? Yo, it's probably me.
Probably
I'm
you.
not proud of the fact either. Notorious TBJ.
I'll give you
TBG.
that one.
I traded
I like
Darrell
wings,
Henderson
though.
and Cortland Sutton for Chase, and you said I paid too much.
When was this a few? I mean, look, if this was a few weeks ago, Henderson was
bro,
still strong. But like, whatever, hats off. You made the trade and it worked out for you. I like Henderson still rest of season. But,
rub that in our faces all day,
sure,
day, bro. That's
I mean, that's fine. I'm
glad it worked out for you.
I'm happy it worked out for you because it sure as hell worked out for you. I do like Henderson rest of season. But Chase might be in the conversation for the overall wide receiver 1 as a rookie, which is wild.
Tony Kamaj, would you rather stash Marlon Mack, Watson, or Jarrett Patterson? I've got Kyler, running backs Cook, J-Rob, Gibson, Carter, and Chuba.
Patterson, since you have Gibson.
Yeah.
Patterson, since you have Gibson. You have Kyler. You don't need Deshaun Watson.
But keep in mind that if anything were to happen to Gibson, I mean, this is a 1 to 2 down back. This is not the second coming of Khalil Herbert here.
So he could be Ernest Johnson.
He will not catch passes, but he could be Ernest Johnson.
He could be Ernest Johnson.
Yep, he's more athletic than Ernest
Patterson, Tony, because you have Gibson,
and he's from Buffalo, so
John loves him automatically.
Yes. Yep. Kaunohi, do you guys have any trade ideas for Edmonds? Half PPR. Connor's usage has been annoying. Chad Edmonds has little to no touchdown upside.
Yeah, so in PPR he's fine, but I would say he's a running back on a good offense,
and
you should be able to get a wide receiver
He has had a few decent weeks with at least decent workloads in the past few days. So
he had 16 touches just this past week.
So
I know
you should be able to.
score,
this is a guy you should be able to get a wide receiver 2 for. So if you're trading Edmonds, you should be able to get a wide receiver 2 back.
Or trade Edmonds and a wide receiver 2 for a wide receiver 1.
There you go. Even better.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest. In a for fun league today, it didn't process yet, but there's a guy who has Josh Jacobs and Devontae Freeman, and those are his running backs right now, and they're both on bye. His receivers are Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Deonte Johnson. On a whim, I didn't hear anything back yet, but I offered Chase Edmonds. I have good running back depth in there, like strong running backs. I offered Chase Edmonds and Tyler Lockett for Diggs, I think. I don't know if he's going to accept. If it were me, I wouldn't accept, but that's an offer that I felt fine making because he needs a running back. Chase Edmonds is the running back I offered, and I threw in a wide receiver who it's been bad recently, but still a bit of name recognition. So like, a running back like Chase Edmonds and a wide receiver. Well, Lockett's more on the wide receiver 3 borderline, but I still swung for the fence. I felt fine offering that deal. It might be one side. It might look rough on paper, but it's a 2-for-1 in his favor. It was a shot I was willing to take. He also has Deonte Johnson. I was thinking of offering Edmonds for him straight up, and it's a standard league, so there's no half
nobody
or
I
full
know would ever
PPR.
do that. Slim Reaper.
It's a casual league.
Okay.
Trying to fleece.
Slim Reaper. I won't mention the guy that triggers John this week. Hey, you could, and I'm immune to Josh Gordon talk. I'm officially immune to Josh Gordon talk. You can mention Josh Gordon as much as you want in the chat, and I promise it won't get triggered more than twice. Chuck, man, I have Russ with the chance to get Burrow. Which do you like rest of season? I have Henry, Gibson, Swift, Deonte Johnson, Jefferson, and Lockett. I mean, if you have a chance to get Burrow, he's going to be starting more games. I like him more because he's the quarterback that has a chance to win you more games because he's going to be playing.
Well, I guess if this is a trade question, like who are you going to offer to get Burrow? I mean, Henry, Swift, Deonte Johnson, and Jefferson. No. Keep those guys.
Lockett.
I don't know if Lockett's going to be enough to get you Burrow.
Yeah, it should be.
If it's a one-quarterback league, Lockett and like a running back 3 or 4.
Russ and Lockett would be good. Russ is ship that out for Burrow and
ship out the crap.
Yes, ship out Russ and Lockett for Burrow. Boom.
Something like that would be good, Sean.
Yeah, sell them on a stack and boom. Yeah, they're.
Well, he's not gonna if Russ plays again this year,
dude. I'm just saying you sell them on the stack. I'm not saying
sell them on the stack.
We're not trying to sell Chuck Man on Russ. He's saying he has a chance to get Burrow. So if you have a chance to get Burrow, do it because you want to win now and ship out Russ and Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to go. So Tober, I'm thinking Wentz. Thank you. Garoppolo played in the rain. That's why I think there's upside. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Wentz. I think Wentz is the move. He's got more rushing upside than any of those other 3 guys. And he's been putting together some decent weeks for fantasy.
SH33 Doan. She-Doan, or is that She-Doan?
I'm gonna say
I need Sheed. There we go. Sheed 1. I need a QB, so who should I drop without giving up much rest of season? I'd also have to drop another when Michael Thomas comes back. Sony Michel, Stevenson, Van Jefferson, Bateman, Judy. Stevenson,
but then honestly, then probably Sony.
Yeah.
But Stevenson first. For
and
sure.
honestly, again, try to trade Michael Thomas before you have to divest yourself of another asset just to get him on your squad.
Who?
Michael Thomas.
Oh, I get him. You mean get him on your squad?
No, if he has Michael Thomas for another week.
Yeah,
when
try to trade Michael Thomas. We're not in on Michael Thomas.
Before you have to get rid of Sony Michel. Try to trade Michael Thomas.
Right.
But in the event that you don't trade Michael Thomas, then yes, drop Sony Michel. But that's if you could try to trade Michael Thomas beforehand, maybe upgrade Sony Michel to a better running back. That would be the move that I would do. Try to package Sony Michel and Michael Thomas for high upside running back 2, something like that. Low end RB1. So Tober.
Won't get that, but like some running back depth you could get.
So Tober has some questions for the chat. If you don't answer him,
that was the quarterback question.
Yeah, if you don't answer him, we're coming after you.
Okay, John, you
straight
can
up
put that on yourself.
Straight up, John Wagner. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey, you're welcome. Appreciate it.
We've been using John. Thanks for hanging with us tonight.
Bro. And thanks for the super chat, bro. It was super kind of you. And yeah, we hope to see you again sometime, bro.
But going for Browns this week. Titans, Seattle, Chargers, Eagles. None of those. I mean, the Chargers maybe. No, you can stick with the Browns and the Pats. Just flip-flop those guys depending on the matchup. I don't. The Eagles absolutely not. And the Seahawks absolutely not. They're getting gashed right now, and they're getting no help from their offense. Nah, stick with the Pats and the Browns. You're fine. You're fine with those two.
Yep. Slim wants to know how Vegas was, bro.
Are
you gonna let everybody know how Vegas was, or does what happened in Vegas stay in Vegas?
What happens if I don't have too much of a story to tell. It was a It was a two-night trip with just a couple of close friends. Just some drinking and some gambling. Nothing more complicated than blackjack. I came out down $90. Whatever. Like, I didn't lose my life savings. Put it all on black. We did play roulette when we first entered. We said put 100 on black. We got that one right. It was all downhill from there though.
Well,
and then we saw the Raiders.
That's how they get you. Yep.
And we saw the Raiders absolutely torch the Eagles. But the stadium is cool. I don't know if you're a Raiders fan or maybe you live on the West Coast or you're trying to get out to Vegas at some point. The stadium is definitely cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a good trip. It was a lot of fun. Glad I was able to experience it. That was my first time there, so.
Yeah, man.
I'll be back.
I bet it was fun. It was
a good time. But thanks for asking.
Sheed one says that he's been hesitant on dropping Sony Michel because of his rest of season and playoff schedule in case Henderson.
And I
hurt.
see that. I see that. I'm holding like Sony. Running back depth is fragile, man. You never know who's gonna go down. So it's always good to hang on to guys, even if like week to week, like if a 3-point outing, a 4-point outing. A lot of these types of guys are one injury away from becoming clear-cut starters in your lineup. But Stevenson is the guy that I like. New England, if Harris had to miss time, there's multiple backs they can lean on, not just Stevenson. He would be my first drop.
Yep. Let's speed this up again a little bit here. Tony Kamaj.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we would not have advised that you do that. We would not have advised you do that. But I don't think that's something that's you're gonna regret all season. You just got to course correct, bro. And if you have any questions that we can help you out with, hit us up. And if you have any questions like that you want to bounce off us, throw it in the comments on one of our videos, and we'll try to get to it. But yeah, bro, you can course correct and bounce back from that one. It's just one bad week. Tammy and Baskerov, I know my team is good. I want to trade Higgins and Jacobs. Then you should trade Higgins and Jacobs. You should not be trying to package Lamb with that. You should be trying to trade. If you want to trade Higgins and Jacobs, those are enough. Those are names that have enough cachet behind them that you should be able to package them together, and find an upgrade that you like. So I wouldn't be packaging more to get more. Because Lamb is a very valuable asset.
Lamb is
AJ
awesome.
Brown is a very valuable asset. Antonio Brown is underrated, and unless you're gonna, unless the person in a good deal. But unless the person is, going out and like Sotober's trade companion and given Dalvin Cook right for Antonio Brown.
Well, if you could get like somebody like Dalvin for like AB, Higgins, and Jacobs, even then I would do something like that.
Right, but again, I would be trying to package Higgins and Jacobs first before trying to package any more than that, because everybody else has value, and outside of, I think AB should be more than throw-in. I know you're getting an RB1 back, but I think AB has proven to be more than a throw-in if you're in a season-long league this year. So trade the guys you want to trade. Keep the other guys if possible. But if there is a throw-in needed, then yeah, go with Nick's throw-in of AB and see if you can get a high-end RB1. Christopher Sarter, great points. Hey, you're welcome, bro. Attacked waiver wire hard and took advantage of their weaknesses in this 12-team league. Actually traded for Cook and Barkley.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
I like that.
Hey.
That's what we like to hear.
Make the big moves if you can. Tamian did ask at the end of that, like, who are top 5 running backs and wide receivers rest of season.
Oh, sorry, I missed that, bro.
Running backs are kind of, I feel like it's kind of easy for me, John. It's Derrick Henry, it's Jonathan Taylor, it's Alvin Kamara. I would say it's probably Dalvin Cook, and then maybe it's not easy, but then I'd probably put like Eckler up there. Eckler, Zeke, like Aaron Jones is in that conversation. James Robinson's in that conversation too. Shoot. And he's past his bye week. I thought you said
it was easy. I will say the wide receivers are easy for me. The wide receivers are easy for me. It's Josh Gordon because Slim triggered me earlier, and I can't now. This is where it's bubbled up to the tough surface, and now I can't Can't get over it. It's Josh Gordon, Josh Gordon, Josh Gordon, Josh Gordon, Josh Gordon.
Dylon.
Exactly.
No, the top 5 wide receivers for me, I would still put Devontae Adams up there, despite the fact he's going to miss this week. I mean,
gotta be up there.
Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp. Chase and Cooper Kupp, no doubt. I mean, right now, I don't know if I could put Tyreek Hill up there. I mean, Tyreek has probably got like
right
4th
now,
or 5th.
based off of what he's done over the last few games, it's Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is on fire.
I
now
mean,
AB should come
I know that's
back.
without Gronk, and AB was gone for a few
Right,
games.
so
and
Evans
stuff
8 this past game.
But even with AB there, Gronk is. I mean, even with AB there, Evans.
Mike
has
Evans
been
looks
eating
awesome.
Without
and
Gronk.
I might put Diggs over Tyreek. The Chiefs are just like they kind of feel kind of sloppy right now.
Yeah.
So Diggs would be up there as well for me, Tamian.
Yep.
But anyway. Iron Never Lies got a question.
Which defense would you play this week? Cardinals, Steelers, Cowboys in full PPR. Would you play Gainwell over Keenan Allen this week? No, I wouldn't play Gainwell over Keenan Allen this week. But Nick, you're gonna take the defense.
I'm gonna take the defense question
to you. Yep.
So I guess I'm inclined to say the Cardinals at home on Thursday night. I know it's Aaron Rodgers, but they're going to be down multiple weapons.
Hey, Brett Forseth, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Brett? The Cowboys are coming off of their bye, but so are the Vikings, so that's kind of like a wash as far as a matchup. And I think the Vikings are at home for their game. I believe that is correct. I believe the Vikings they're the ones they're playing at home. Yeah, they are. Sunday night. So I don't think that's necessarily a great matchup for the Cowboys defense, even though the Cowboys defense has been really good. Yeah, Minnesota's in the bottom half as far as matchups. Not that the Packers are good. These are all tough matchups. I don't know, Iron. Are the Bengals available? Like, are the Cincinnati Bengals available? Are the Browns available? Did somebody by any chance did anybody drop the Browns? If you got to pick between those 3, I guess I would lean Arizona. They will have a bit of an easier time with no Devontae Adams for Green Bay. But is Cincinnati available? It's probably just a 1-week thing with Cincinnati, but they're playing the Jets, who are going to be starting a backup quarterback, probably Mike White. They're going to be a hot waiver ad this week, but if you have a shot at them, that would be worth it. If not, I guess the Cardinals, but I don't feel super great about it. But among those 3, I guess Arizona, because they've also probably been the best unit of those 3.
There we go. And I have no input because I'm terrible at analyzing defenses. Again, it's because I pick great defenses at the beginning of the season that nobody's thinking about, so I don't have to make these decisions.
You just pick the Patriots every year.
No, last year I picked the Colts, and they were top 4. The year before that, I had Jacksonville, and they were great or something like that. I don't know. I always pick a good one that nobody's thinking about. So,
same. That's how I ended up with Tampa.
Nobody else could put any more questions in the chat because I'm cold and I want to wrap the stream up. So let's.
We can do that.
Yeah, I've been sitting outside for 2.5 hours, you guys. Come on, I'm cold.
That's okay. We can wrap things up. All right, Christopher Sarter's got his last question. Thinking of dropping Waddle for either Melvin Gordon, Gainwell, Zach Moss. Wow, there's a lot of good players on the wire. Wide receiver heavy, holding Herbert,
Waddle.
Connor, Jacobs, Montgomery. Not for Waddle. Waddle looks good. He might not be He might not necessarily be startable this week, but Waddle looks.
Is there anybody else you have? You have permission to put something back in the chat.
He kind of said he's wide receiver heavy, so I'm going to assume all of his options are better than Waddle as far as wide receiver. Holding Herbert, Connor, Jacobs, Montgomery. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you ride with that.
Yeah.
I think you ride with that situation.
I know those look like good options in the on the wire, and they are, but you have better options if what I'm looking at is right. but do put the rest of your wide receivers in the chat.
Slim and Sotober. Slim's saying Matt Ryan over Wentz. So yeah, man, it's good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be personal preference. Like, go with your gut. I think I would still suggest Wentz because of the rushing upside. But yeah, if Ty misses again, then sure. I mean, Ryan will have his full arsenal of weapons back this week. So I would still give a slight edge to Wentz, but again, go with your gut.
There you go. Sotober, I agree with any of those guys. You can have, yep.
Yeah.
Brett Forseth, sup guys? What's going on, Brett? Thanks for joining us. I know we're just shutting down we're winding down right about now, but thanks for squeezing in your question.
Thanks for stopping by.
For joining in. Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins Thursday versus Green Bay, questionable with the hamstring, or Antonio Brown versus New Orleans, questionable with an ankle.
It's Hopkins. I know the yardage is down this year for Hopkins, but he's scoring plenty.
And this is from the biggest Antonio Brown truther, so you can trust Brown, this. If he's swerving to DeAndre, you can trust him here.
It's got to be Hopkins.
He's being honest.
Because here's the thing. Hopkins always misses time, like practice time, and then plays. AB, here's the thing with AB. He was never close to playing last week. Hopkins, even though he gets injury designations, always plays. AB never practiced last week and was never close. I think he was ruled out by Friday. There's a non-zero chance the Bucs just hold him out again this week because they have their bye week next week and just let him take 3 weeks off to get right.
Yeah, they have the guys that they in the offense to where that they can hold out AB.
They can hold out.
Win.
They can manage. Yeah, they can manage. It's Hopkins. It is. I hate benching Antonio Brown. If it's between those two, you got to play Hopkins. Again, I know the yards haven't been there this year, but the touchdowns have. I believe Jair Alexander is still out for Green Bay. Not that DeAndre Hopkins isn't matchup proof, because he is. I would go Hopkins.
Yeah, I would too. It is closer than I thought it would ever be at the beginning of the season, coming into the season. Because Hopkins hasn't performed like Hopkins, and AB has looked like vintage AB. But yeah, just considering everything that you mentioned, I would go the same way. So Tober, how valuable will Elijah Mitchell be rest of season, and do you think Cook is too fragile to finish the season? I do not think Cook is too fragile to finish the season because we don't predict injury. And he's not. He's an RB1,
he'll be fine.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
Elijah Mitchell, rest of season.
Solidly valuable.
Running back too.
Solidly valuable.
Yep.
Solidly valuable. What did Trey Sermon do Sunday night? I honestly don't know.
No idea. But all I know is Elijah Mitchell looked electric.
Yeah, he looked good again. He had Trey Sermon did not play.
Early in the season, I traded Kelsey and Buffalo D for Jamar Chase, Debo, and Kittle. So Tober, you're killing it with the trades, bro. I'm glad I'm not in the league with you.
Yeah, you just need Kittle to come back. You just need Kittle to come back healthy.
I'm glad I'm not in the league with you. I know we're skipping your comment, Brett, but we'll go right back up to it. Are you
Brett?
Guys
I had the same exact situation happen to me.
Are you doing 6 or 14 playoffs? We're doing 6.
6.
Yep. Makes it
it's
more
just
fun.
It's just more fun.
Yep.
Yeah, keeps more teams in it for longer. Keeps more teams in the playoff race for longer.
Yep. And Brett down by 40 going into Monday night, came back with Kamara and no DST to win by. Oh, dude.
I had the same exact situation in the league.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. I won by about 3. Yeah, the Saints finished the game with 2 sacks, and that got you the win. Got me the win as well.
Incredible.
Not in our league, John. This was in a more casual league.
Great
same
for
exact.
you.
It's
great
awesome.
For you,
Feels
That's
so
awesome.
good. That's the best feeling.
Yep.
Come back big on Monday night to win.
Were you able to talk smack to the guy that you were playing against?
I hope so.
Is it not that kind of league?
No, for me personally, no.
Yeah.
Oh, for Brett.
I was asking Brad. I don't care about you.
That's fine.
Iron never lies. Yeah, I could try to pick up Bengals. Which one would you drop? Would you drop Tyson Williams? It is a dynasty league, and I don't think it'll have much value next year.
That's fair.
Greetings from Austria, bro. What up, bro?
I knew Iron was in Europe. I couldn't remember where specifically, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's late there.
Yeah. Where in Austria again? I'm forgetting places left and right.
I've been to Westendorf, I'm trying to, or that might be. I don't want to get my Austria versus Germany towns mixed up. I've been in Austria before. It's beautiful. Shut up.
I'm just
I know. I know more about those little towns than you do. I can't remember where in Austria I was.
I wouldn't. You don't want to fight me on my. My international knowledge. I've been to Vienna, bro. Don't test me.
I don't think I was in Vienna. I don't think that's where it was.
Me, bro. Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank.
Shut up, Nick.
Beautiful town. Beautiful country though. You shut up. Yeah, Bengals are worth a pickup over and Tyson Williams. Yeah, if you can get the Bengals to stream this week, I do like that better than some of those other options. It's the Jets with a backup quarterback. Like, yeah.
And Chris
and then
Starter,
last one.
For wide receivers, you have Chase, Antonio Brown, Deonte Johnson, Adams, Tony, and Waddle. I still wouldn't drop any of those guys for any of the running backs that you suggested. But I wouldn't
drop the running backs. He's got Montgomery, he's got Herbert, he's got Connor, who you're hanging on to. You could probably start this week. Well, maybe not with Dalvin Cook.
Are you still you put out a video not too long ago that was a sell James Conner video. Are you still on that? I know you're not high on the prospect. I know you're not high on the fact that how old he is and stuff, but he's playing in such a great offense and has such a solidified role.
But less so on the sell James Conner train, but you might be able to get a pretty good player for him if you package him with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm not off the selling James Conner. Like Christopher, you could possibly package James Conner and Jalen Waddle for a good running back, for an upper echelon running back. Yes, I would be fine with that.
Yep.
I would be fine with that. So, yeah. I'm less bullish on selling James Conner, but I'm not off selling James Conner.
No, he's gonna have a role all season, and as long as he stays healthy, he's gonna continue to just.
But to that point, he should net something pretty good in a trade.
Oh yeah, more than you ever thought he would at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a guy that I wish I would have held on to at the beginning of the season and traded him right around now. So, yeah, I'm with you. But we have come to the end of the chat. Thank you for the 12 people that are still in here. Thank you to everybody that participated in the chat.
Yeah,
and
thanks so much, everybody, for stopping by tonight.
Yep.
Love doing this.
Thanks for everybody that super chatted. You guys don't need to do that, but it's much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you to everybody that liked and subbed. If you have any more questions for us that we did not get to, or that you just think of right after the stream, put it in the comment section of this video.
We will get to it. But real quick, so Ernest is not a drop.
No, he is a trade. He is a trade right now, though. You trade him.
He might just be a hold for the time being, not a drop.
He's a sell high if it's season long. He is a hold for sure if it's dynasty, because he is young and like I said earlier, he could be the RB2, the future RB2 for this team, which has value. So, yep. And all right, last question, John LeBlanc. I have the opportunity to pick up Tony Carter and Javonte Williams. Yeah.
Javonte Williams. Whoever's at the end of your bench. And then Tony and then Carter. Whoever's at the end of your bench, it doesn't matter.
And honestly, depending on who's on your bench, you might be able to. We might recommend dropping somebody else for Tony, unless you have a squad like Iron Never Dies.
Yeah. Right. Lies.
Right. Iron Never Lies. Iron Never Dies. Yeah. I was thinking Game of Thrones. You already know.
Same thing.
Yeah. But all right. We're done.
We're at time.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you Saturday night for some start sit hell.
Hell yeah. Thanks you guys for tuning in, and have a great night and morning, or wherever you are in the world, because I know we got some international listeners, and that is really cool. But yeah,
that is awesome.
Peace, guys.
Well, yeah, we'll see y'all Saturday.
Good luck with getting your the waiver claim you want and
Yeah.
the guys you want on your squad. And yeah, peace.